Eons ago, during the age of the Magi, the world was something other. Magic is all that there was and all that was needed. Legend states that a cataclysmic event brought a great frozen age to the world of Lacrin, and soon after, a new era dawned. Though they say the ancient magics of the Magi still lie buried and lost, scattered around the world, lying in wait for those with the courage to wield it to discover. Welcome to the world of Lacrin and the continent of Thelmecia. Noble knights, roaming orcs, mischievous goblins, and idyllic wondrous lands, just waiting to be explored. Now, a new peril aspires to plunge Thelmecia into despair once more, but not before a few unheard-of heroes take their chance at triumph. Welcome to Tablestory, Darkfire.
Hello everybody and welcome to the stream featuring me and the others.
And only me, yeah.
And the others. It sort of doesn't feature me because I've not tweeted it and I've not hosted it, okay?
Yeah, you're trying to hide.
I'm hiding.
He's hiding from
hiding from the flatheads over here on my second channel.
See if anyone made it through. Did anyone find us?
They're too dumb. They will never find it. They're too dumb. I guarantee you they are too dumb to find this sacred place. Sacrosanct! Welcome to the stream, everyone who belongs. You all belong. Welcome. Including our wonderful players. How's it going, wonderful players? Cast of wonderful types, including Wax Steven.
Hi, Brad.
I know that you don't instantly go, oh, wonderful players, but Wax Steven's there. What is he talking about? He must be talking about the other three.
Did he kill another one of your characters or something? Why are you being so mean to Whack right off the bat?
That's just what we do, okay? It's, I mean it.
I've killed Brad off of all of the shows at this point.
Well, yeah, he has. Whack is one of my only true friends, okay? It's okay. This is how you know. The more horrific I am to you, the more I like you.
Okay.
Oh man, you must hate me.
Yeah, you must hate me. You're so nice to me.
I'm not nice to you, John. I just spent the last 10 minutes attacking you entirely.
That's actually true. That's actually true.
This is how it goes.
You really were. Damn it. All right, Brad likes me a little
just
bit.
Focused in and attack. That's what happens. The more
That's true.
The more horrifically I attack you,
I know
the
Brad
more
loves
I like
me. I know how you love him because he doesn't talk to me that much anymore, which means he really loves me.
I know everything I need to know about you, okay? You're a very 2D person. There's no depth to your character. You can have
There we go. He really likes it.
I'm going in.
Wow.
He's going in. Pumpkin, you don't want this.
I don't give a fuck less than anybody says about me.
Oh, I love you all.
Are you eating an apple with a fork?
It's pineapple.
Okay, that's
Oh,
fine.
I assure you, you would
Red.
not be on my show
that
if I didn't
bad?
like you.
I got one of those bowls of like a bunch of fruit, right? And like,
Oh,
Oh
okay.
my
I
god,
saw
that looks really good. Is that a strawberry? Can I see that strawberry? That
Yeah, will
looks
you
super
show us
ripe.
that one? That
Show
one.
us-
Sorry.
Right
Show
there.
us
The one on the
everything.
edge.
Yeah, the edgy.
one on-
The one that's edgy.
No.
No.
No,
Closest
not that
to
one,
us.
but that's
Yeah,
okay.
yeah,
Yeah.
Ah,
So good.
nice.
Okay.
look at this, though. Did they cut the mango before it was ripe? So it's got like that, like.
That crunch.
usually.
Yeah,
They're
no,
like-
those are good. Those are the best. Those are the best
they're-
mangoes.
Can I leave and go buy fruit now, Brad? Is that cool?
I
Absolutely.
actually really
allow
want
it.
fruit now.
I allow it. I'm a little scared of fruit because there's something in fruit that sometimes I'm allergic to, and I haven't worked out what it is yet. So I haven't had.
Probably
like-
the pesticide.
Sugar?
We all have the
No,
fruit
it's
of
not
my-
the sugar. It's
It's probably pesticides, right?
I'm not sure. I don't know. I don't.
That's like a couple of people, like, because you have it, sometimes you have the same fruit, but if other times you have the fruit, it doesn't happen.
It's the pesticide.
Yeah, you might want to look into that, just because I have a couple of friends that had the same thing, and it didn't make any sense, and then
Yeah.
they
it's so
finally got
difficult to
tested for the
work out
pesticide.
You'll have to go against your religion and start eating organic bread.
Ooh, come have some kale in Los Angeles, baby.
My God. I eat pretty well actually now, but it's not really because I want to. It's because Emma has to, right?
Yeah.
So she has to, or she'll die.
Healthy by circumstance.
Yeah. So because she's just in charge of food, I end up eating good. Yeah.
I feel like I always see you though drinking like a really like a
Red Bull.
Coca-Cola Monster Energy Red
Well,
Bull. Like,
no.
it's like,
The only thing I drink now are these sugar-free Red Bulls.
oh, it's not that bad.
That's
Still
I worked
horrible,
out that
but-
I'm not allergic to whatever's in them, and so that's my thing that I'm allowed to drink now, and it's the only way I can have any.
Brad,
Yeah.
what did you just say? You said sugar-free. Are you allergic to sugar?
No,
No,
everything's
he just wants
sugar-free.
to play he just wants to go down the K-hole.
No, everything is sugar-free. By Tiara. Sugar-free is the this whole house is sugar-free. It has to be, or Emma will die.
Do not bring your sugar in my house, okay?
Yeah, no fucking sugar in my fucking house. Okay, it's just kale, and only kale.
Also, I don't know if you can see the chat right now, but half the chat is like, Brad, I have the same problem, but if I get organic, it's fine. So you're not alone.
Yeah, but I don't. Yeah, but we don't listen to chat. Okay, if you're listening to like an internet forum or a random chat room, even if I can see all the people speaking.
Excuse you. I
They're
know
all-
the people who are speaking. They're lovely.
I see
trust
them. I know who they are. I don't trust them
I don't
at all.
trust That's all.
There is no reason to trust these
No reason
people.
to trust these people.
I did actually go and get an allergy test, and I went there and said I ate an orange. I drank some orange juice, and then I had a massive allergic reaction. And he went, "Okay, we're going to test you for nuts." I was like, "Well, that's not what I ate." And so he said, "Yeah, we'll do a nut test," which is hysterical. And then
I'm gonna need you to drop your pants and cough,
and I'm gonna
please.
need you
was
to
this
drop
just-
your pants.
A big D's nuts joke. Like,
But no, like they just wouldn't test me for the fruit test
Touch
thing,
balls quick.
and so I
there
didn't
is
go
a fruit
back.
test.
There
there
is one, yeah. There's plenty of different
Oh,
things
totally.
I can test you for, but he didn't
Dude,
test me for the
They
thing
can
that
do
I'm
a
clearly
full
allergic to.
panel, and you would know like 80 items that you're allergic or not allergic to
Wow.
in one session.
Well, they did that. They did the thing where they do
Can
all
we
the
test
dots
you
on
for
my arm.
role-playing games?
What?
Can we test you for role-playing games? Because that's what the show is about, Brad!
All right, Tiger Raptor.
Sorry,
needs
Whack.
to- Tiger, you need to turn your volume up. I'm gonna move this closer to my face, and then we're gonna start playing a game. Let's
Is this
talk
better for you?
about D&D. I guess so. I'm getting messages from Noodle, and he's telling me that me and you are quieter than everyone else.
Listen, Noodle is just a fuck boy, so it's fine.
All right. Thanks for watching, everyone. If you're
Peace out,
watching,
later.
if you're watching on YouTube and you don't have the chat up, don't worry about it. Let's play D&D because you don't need the chat for that. Last time on Darkfire, you guys actually managed to escape the first dungeon of the game, the Gate of Fire. You pretty much just bailed out as fast as you could. You worked out that the green pedestals were kind of a puzzle of sorts.
Finally.
They if you put your hand on them, they give you a word which made up a sentence, which was "Speak my name and no freedom." You walked up to this big fiery wall. You pressed the handprints, which came up and said the word "Speak my name and no freedom," and then said the word "Hasmol," and you managed to get out of the Gate of Fire. However, you're sort of almost you're out of the actual dungeon-ish, but you're still kind of underground and you're not all the way outside yet and on your way to wherever you guys want to go. You found yourselves in a cave system. Although the cave was a lot cooler and there was a breeze suggesting that you're relatively near the exit, you guys took a rest and then realized that something was living in here with you. Based off of some sort of knowledge from her past, Rune was able to recognize the sound and the environment to be the home of something known as a Longstick, which is a horrible crab spider type thing, which sounds like, which has a big filament thing, like a big spear tail type thing, and it would sit by the entrance to caves, exit, and stab things and eat it. It's a nasty creature, one that you'd ideally not like to encounter, and so you guys started to creep around. You came up with a pretty crazy plan to send an unseen servant down one pathway, distract it with sound to go after the unseen servant, and then run past it. You were successful in that the creature ran past you guys, but you didn't see it or hear it because it was super quiet. 19 barely saw a flicker of it. It attacked the unseen servant, which let Rune know that the spell had been broken. As you guys were about to creep out, Iridir or Rune, you made the critical error of.
Yes, that's me.
What did you do? You stepped on a bone or a stick or something, and it snapped and sent a horrible sound out. And
He's the most unlucky person.
The Longstick almost definitely heard you, and you heard it skittering and moving back down towards the area where you guys are. And that is where we join the group once again today as we re-enter the cave system. Again, you guys hear this horrific noise from this creature known as the Longstick. Let me give you guys the map in the chat as well. Yeah, so a thing from further down the hall, and then silence. You guys are aware, at least, you definitely heard this thing, but nothing comes rushing out at you from the darkness. After a few seconds, maybe, Rune, maybe you stop. Iridir, who was beckoning you in some way to come over, or you were beckoning him to go, or something like that. There was an exchange.
We heard the noise, and I was like,
yeah. After a few seconds, there is no like instant attack. Like nothing jumps down on you or anything like that. What do you guys want to do?
What?
I'm staring at Rune in horror, basically seeing her foot like depress on some kind of twig or something, or bone that's been broken on the ground, and I'm like looking at her wide-eyed, like.
Brad, can I see this thing from where I'm standing?
You can give me
or
a
am I
perception
too far
check
around
to try and see, but your line of sight is pretty poor here for trying to see. You can see it here, I guess. This area.
Yeah, that's all I'm like. Is he in my line of sight? The thing that I've heard.
Give me a perception check, and we'll see what you see. You have dark vision too, yeah? And there's no one has lights and shit, right?
Correct. I have dark vision. No, the light was taken off me. Thank goodness.
So if you don't have dark vision, you're in basically pitch blackness right now. Yeah, using your dark vision, it's kind of like an infrared. You sort of see a black and white scape ahead of you instead of any color. The cave heads off. It splits into two directions. We'll say north and south. There doesn't appear to be anything there. There is like a column that sits in the center of this T junction.
But I heard this thing. Do I see anything on the ceiling?
Yeah, looking for it, you see nothing. And again, a perception check is also for hearing and smelling and things as well if you need it. And yeah, you don't hear anything else or see anything else.
So I'm gonna just keep.
Right now.
I'm just gonna stealthily just take like one step back and just slowly like try and get lost back to where we were in the cave.
Okay. Yeah.
Like a diagonal kind of like step.
You're heading backwards. All right. Yeah. Give me a stealth check if you want to move around.
Yeah.
Stealthily.
9.
Drift starts heading backwards. His footfalls are not that quiet. It's more that the cave system here is extremely quiet itself. It's silent. There's a little sound of kind of a very light breeze that kind of noise, but it's really nothing. Other than that, it's almost dead silent in here. So Drift, your footfalls are quiet, but there's kind of like a crunch of the boot as you start moving along this gravelly floor. It's not super quiet, but it's not super loud either. Nothing rushes out and gets you or anything like that.
I'm looking. I have dark vision as well. I mean, I'm looking around like I'm frantic at this point trying to see this fucking thing.
Yeah, you can give me a perception check too. 14. Yeah, same kind of situation. You can see down here pretty well. You can see to this far wall. And there really isn't much movement or anything. There's areas which are darkened and in shadow. But piercing through with your dark vision, you can see that, you know, like nothing is down there. Unless it's exactly the same as a wall or it's invisible or something. It doesn't appear to be like here. It's not above you, it's not next to you, and it's not further down this hall, as far as you can tell right now.
Okay, I'm trying to look around at them, and
we're all just.
And I'm looking at them and looking around, and I said, and I'm pointing towards them.
Okay, I'm gonna try to sneak towards Eero.
I'm trying to understand this logic right now.
Well, I mean, Eero's closest to the door, right? Let's just go.
Door.
Done?
There's no door.
The exit. Well, I mean, the exit to the cave, hopefully, is that way. I hope.
It's funny because I was literally making you didn't see this, but like to Eero, I'm making like a fishing, like get your butt over here, and then all of a sudden he's gonna see you coming at him now.
Well, he gestured for us to come his way, so.
Oh, did he?
Yeah. He was like, "You come to me."
Oh shit!
So,
I didn't even see that. Cool.
Yeah.
I guess.
PB, you're clipping.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, if you want to stealthily move around, then give me a stealth check.
Hopefully that's better.
And you can move to wherever y'all want.
Oh my god, what even was that?
Jesus Christ!
Fucking kill me.
You
Just
We
do
should
it.
never
Just
have
have it descend on
you
top.
lift your
Rip
leg
her heart out.
off of the stick that you snapped, and it just makes a horrible crunching noise. You kind of pull your foot up, the stick attached to the boot lets loose and lands on another stick below it, and
there's not like an angry face on my face. It's just like a quiet sob.
all of the crunching noises from the stick echo a little around where you guys are. There is nothing happens though. Like you guys you guys don't, like, nothing comes rushing out at you or anything like that. There's no noise. There's no further indication this creature knows where you are or that it's near you.
This whole time, 19 has just been.
His head back.
He's just not moving. He's like, it's almost like when he heard like he was just like, stopped. Can I do a survival check to see, Brad, if there would be any way for me to, I guess I'm trying to think of the best way to put this. Can I do a survival check to see if there'd be any way? I guess I don't have dark vision. It's pitch black in here, isn't it?
Tell me what you want to do, and I'll tell you the check to make.
I want to see if I can scoop Rune and Eero up quietly.
It's definitely not a survival check.
No.
That would be some sort of, like, you're gonna have to make multiple checks. You're gonna have to pick Rune up, then move to Eero and pick Eero up. So
The fucking robot wants to quietly
you're looking at
yeah, there's no way I can quietly move. That's the problem. I'm just trying to think. Hey, shut up! I'm trying to fucking think.
Maybe.
I love it.
I'm trying to think of how you can do. If you want to try and do this quietly, I think it's possible. I think if
I'm gonna pick up a rock from around me,
okay,
and just kind of toss it like towards the end.
ahead of you, like 19 is slowly leaning down very quietly to lift up Rune.
So I'm trying to throw a rock at where that noise was made from this creature. In that general area. I'm just gonna find a rock. I just want to throw one and see what happens.
All right. I just want to see if 19 can pick up Rune. So
I do too.
you give me an athletics check and a stealth check.
I was asking. I wasn't saying I was going to do these things.
Well,
Can I give him advantage because I am helping and or not?
If you're declaring you're doing something, then you need to roll me the check. You can't say I'm gonna do this, and I want to pick someone up and I want to use a survival check because I'm proficient in it specifically, it's not going to work.
No,
You got to
not
say,
really.
this is what I'm doing,
I'm feeling very attacked right now, Brad.
or this is what I want to do. Because I know what you're doing. I know the plan. But if you're going to do it, you got to tell me
No,
what
I
you're
really
doing.
did want to use a survival check because I feel like there'd probably be some way for me to be able to use survival in this situation. That's what I was trying to think of. And then I felt pressured because you were like, what do you want to do? I'll just tell me how to do it. And I really didn't want to pick them up, but I was trying to think of something to do, and you put me pressured in it. Fuck
Well
you,
then.
I'm not. Yeah.
Don't say you want to do a survival check because it doesn't mean anything because your character
Are you
doesn't
not
roll
picking me
checks.
up?
Wait, are you gonna pick her up or not? I'm very excited for this
Yeah.
moment.
I got
He's
excited.
not.
Are you
He's not
picking
because
me
it
up?
was a survival
Okay.
check and now it's an athletics
yeah.
check and he's
No,
changed
it's
his
no,
mind.
No, that's really not it. I really I feel like because I'm proficient, I was trying to figure out something I'd be able to do in that situation because survival would be something I could use here, but I just don't know. I was racking my brain. I'm being serious when I felt like I was pressured, so I was like, fuck, I just got to pick something real quick.
So what you're saying is you wanted to use a survival check,
Mm-hmm.
but you didn't know
But
what
I don't know
you
what I
wanted
want to use it for quite yet because I know I should be
to
able
do. You
to
were
use
saying, can I use a survival check to pick up Rin and Iridir quietly? The answer is no.
No.
No?
No.
Okay, what are you doing then? You're just standing there.
Yep. Not moving.
Right, Iridir, throw a rock. Give me,
Oh god.
give me,
Please be a good throw,
just
please.
give me an attack roll with no proficiency, like a ranged attack. And tell me what you're aiming for. Just the area where the unseen servant was. I've left it on there. It's
Yeah,
not really
just
there
in that
anymore.
general area. Yeah. Okay. Dexterity check. 21.
Nice.
Yeah, you can aim and throw this wherever you want, however you want.
Yeah, I toss it in that general area. I just trying to gauge a reaction from whatever's around.
Sure. Give me a perception check while you do it.
Okay. 18.
Oh my god,
Alright,
I'm
Let's
scared.
go. Let's go.
So
He's gonna be right above us.
you
Oh my god!
you throw a rock
I love you, PB.
down the
So
the
uncomfortable
hallway
right
towards
now.
the area where the unseen servant is.
Oh god, spit it out, Brad!
As you
Where
launch
is it?
around
One of its legs is dangling right near your neck.
the rock gets to about here. Yeah, on the map.
It's our-
No. It's in the air. It's flying. When suddenly, a fucking like pincer or a spear or something, ping, hits it. As if it's attacking it. It's trying to skewer it. All it does is hit the rock and knock the rock off course. And then the spear is gone. It's like the blink of an eye, blink and miss it situation, but you saw it.
I slowly turn my face back to them. And I just have this horrible pained expression on my face. And I'm just pointing to where this thing was, and I'm mouthing the words, "It's right there."
Ooh,
Can you
this
give
is
me an
probably
idea
really
of
bad
where that
idea.
was at, Brad? I mean, I wouldn't have seen it, so never mind.
Well,
Yeah,
he's
you would,
pointing.
Zero
I'm
pointed,
pointing.
yeah.
you would for sure have heard the rock being launched and then landing, I guess. Maybe you probably wouldn't have seen where it was, but I'll put a little rock to indicate where the rock was hit. In fact, I don't think you'll be able to see that. Let me put just some little dot thing. I'll put this like yellow fucking orb thing, but obviously that's not there, so don't be running in like, hey, it's a materia orb. It's not. So about
I'm trying to
maybe
remember what yellow was. Yellow was time magic?
it's like a command thing. They were like the weird ones, like blue magic and stuff. So it was around there, basically. The rock got to about there before it was smacked out of the air, like it was being skewered, but it obviously failed.
Okay.
But it was pinpoint accuracy as well. I think you would have noticed that, like it was insane.
I would like to gesture, obviously not speak to Eero, but I realize people might be listening to this and not watching. So Rin is going to try to explain to Eero to use his bow or his crossbow, I think is what you have, and light the arrow on fire.
Can
I
we
see her making all these like wild gestures,
Yeah.
and I'm
Yeah.
looking at her a bit with a confused face, and I point at her, and I say, and I'm pointing at her, and then I'm making like a little walking motion at her again, and then to this thing.
And she looks pissed.
She mouths very firmly, no. I am not doing that.
And I say, I guess I take out my crossbow and I load a bolt.
Is that so loud? This is such a bad idea.
And I look at her and I say, and I mouth, "No fire."
So she gestures to her pouch. She has fire. I can try to toss you the pouch.
At this time I go like right behind 19, and I just like look up to him and just very softly. How quiet is it in here, Brad? Like, should I not talk?
It's unbelievably quiet. Like,
okay, all right, I'm not saying anything.
Middle of the night, like you can't even hear the. You know when like you're in, like not near a road or whatever, and there's just pure weird void silence. It's like that in here. The very slightest sound of a breeze, which is, if anything, what lets you know it's so quiet that you can even hear the breeze off the walls a little. Your footfalls are like, even though you're like stepping super swiftly and quietly towards 19.
Okay. Yeah, I just took one step closer, I guess. I think, okay. I'm going to put my hand on the ground, and in hopes to cause a little bit of sound, I'm gonna cast Thaumaturgy on the ground and create a rumble, which will just start like a rumble to maybe like move.
Where we are?
It happens throughout everywhere. I don't think they're gonna be able to locate like a source of it.
So you're doing Thaumaturgy slight tremors or whatever it is. You can
Slight tremors, yeah, exactly. It's called you create
harmless
tremors in the ground for 1 minute.
Okay, so okay, yeah, the ground around you. 19. This is probably weird for you. I don't think you have dark vision, right?
Come again? What was the last part you said?
You have dark vision. All right. Everyone else does. So the ground around you just starts tremoring. I think probably Rin and Iridy, you can see that that Drift leans to the ground and he's clearly casting some sort of spell. And then there's like a that just starts to the ground starts to genuinely shake very, very slightly. It creates such a noise that the entire cave system kind of echoes around you. It's a lot louder in here.
Wonderful.
Sure.
Can we move during this time?
Sure. You can.
I would like to still try to be stealthy, but well, you know what I mean. Oh, good lord.
Yeah.
Do you know if I have to stay holding this, Brad, or do I cast it and I can leave it?
No, you can cast it and it goes for a minute.
It's an action duration up to 1 minute.
Yeah, so it will just go for a minute now without your need to concentrate on it.
Great. Awesome. Now, I thought this would be a great idea.
I'm mouthing the words. I'm not going first.
Oh, sorry. I was motioning to Drift. But yeah, I'm gonna try to make a move towards Eero.
Okay.
Oh, did I just do the wrong
that's a
thing?
dex save. Yeah.
I
Give
did.
me a
Sorry,
stealth check. You said you still want to go quietly.
Mm-hmm. Oh my god.
That's a 7 again for
Seven.
Come on!
But hey, it's rumbling. It's rumbling.
The tremors help. It's not the type of thing where I'm going to give you advantage, but DCs went up instead of you need an advantage and stuff. So it's definitely a lot quieter in the sense that the tremors are covering everything. Your footfalls are still relatively loud. There's a couple of sticks around your feet and they just will not go away. And then you start to move across, and yeah, you can move over to Iridir. It's not super quiet, but the tremors are definitely doing work here for sure.
Okay, I'm gonna just whisper to 19 very, very, very softly. 19, come on, and I'm gonna stealth over to Eero as well. Let's go, baby. Let's go.
Same thing, pretty much. You move
14
pretty quietly. The tremors seem to be covering most of your footsteps. You guys make it over to Eero. In the dark, there are 2 amber eyes glowing.
The rumble is still going on, right?
Yep.
Why are we doing this? Why did we go to that side? Why did we go to the other way? I gotta be honest with all of you. Why did we go that way? He's over here. I'm just getting this out of my head because it's so frustrating. Why would we go that way?
There's like one of those video game timers in the corner, you know, that like ruin levels where it's like the timer has suddenly appeared out of
Because
nowhere.
Eero refuses to come back our way.
After this thing fucking scooped my rock out of the sky, I am stuck to the spot.
But the thing is, like, over there, and what are we gonna do? Sneak by? Oh God!
Don't try to use logic on me right now.
You guys sneaking by and doing your thing is completely understandable. I am a 8-foot tall, 335-pound Mechanica machine thing that's supposed to walk quietly across this gap.
It's gonna be like that Scooby-Doo noise. It'll be fine.
This needs to be some serious Scooby-Doo.
You know what? Look, this whole thing this has been one big trash fire of a campaign so far with me dying. Why not test it again? Brad, I'd like to roll a stealth roll, and I would like to go over to them.
Okay, give me a stealth check.
All right, here
and
we
move
go.
as quietly as you can.
Yeah, the best out of all of us, dude.
You don't even hear your own footfalls over the tremors. You just you move perfectly with like rock fallings in the distance that are like echoing, and you can head over towards them as well. The tremors are still going, Drift, but you probably know that like you're running out of time.
Time's running out. We need to make a move now.
All right, I'm gonna cast Minor Illusion.
I'm also gonna do my ritual, which takes a bit of time. So
I look at her. I whisper to Rin, "We don't have time for that." I'm going to use my Minor Illusion back where we were.
oh my
over
God!
there.
Oh my God!
And I'm gonna create a sound. Basically.
And you're making that where? Sorry, can you ping?
Sure.
Roughly. Okay, all the way over there.
Yeah.
Oh
over there.
God! Oh God! Oh God! But it senses our presence.
Yeah, sure. You make that sound. It's pretty loud, I assume. You want it to be loud over the tremors.
Yep. Screaming.
The minor illusion goes off, and these sounds that are really obvious over the tremors begin to really obvious. It's really loud and really obvious, but nothing happens. Nothing runs at you, I guess is a better way to put that. Something could be happening.
This thing is fucking Predator. I can already tell. It's like Predator.
It's accidentally Predator right now. I'm sorry. I'm going to go ahead and just let you have some meta information. It's just dice roll wise. It's slowly transforming into Predator right now, yeah. It's gaining the little thing on the arm. It's got some dreads. It was just an animal, and now it's got some like metallic shit going on. Some
They have that mask it takes off. And
it was just an animal, and now it might very well be Predator. So nothing. I mean, like, I assume you were expecting it to rush around the corner or something, and that doesn't happen. Nothing obviously runs at you from that direction.
Is the rumbling still going on? Because I'd like to whisper something to have Rin pass along, like telephone to the rest of them.
The rumbling's still going on, yeah.
Why did we here? Why did we walk this way? I think we should go the other direction.
You don't hear a word he says.
Do you point?
No.
I'm just saying that because I didn't hear a word you said. Just FYI, your microphone is quiet, and that plus your low tone 19 voice legitimately made that impossible for me to hear. I don't know if anyone else heard it, but I didn't.
Oh, I heard it.
Oh, I didn't.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that's a good thing. That means the creature didn't hear it either.
I'm really confused on how my mic is low.
Maybe it's just quiet for me. I don't know. I can't tell. Is it quiet for the chat? That's really all that matters.
It sounds a little quiet for me too.
Really?
Yeah, it's like not. It's like there's not much. Like I know it's a bassier voice, but I don't hear like much treble in it. And that sounds
Little
really
low,
weird.
little quiet. There you go.
Ah!
Say my name is 19 in the 19 quiet voice.
My name is 19.
All right, I can hear it. It's definitely way quieter than your normal voice, though.
I don't understand. Well, it's because I'm talking in a 19 voice.
Yeah, no, I just mean that I can't hear it too well. I don't know. Predator eats 19.
Is that better?
Let's just say. All right. Yeah, that's better. Yeah.
Well, for now.
Maybe just speak into the mic.
That's really good,
something.
actually. That's really good.
Good. I look and I just whisper, "What do we do?"
Well,
Just
it
run.
seems as though it's over there. Why would we be over here?
19. We're here now, so we gotta make a move from here. We can talk about that later.
We could
Try to go back the way that
we could backtrack. We could also use the doll, throw it, and then shoot it with a fire, and then light it on fire.
Why are you so insistent on the fire?
Its blood is flammable.
You start fire.
Okay, it's not a bad idea to just throw the doll. Maybe it'll go after the doll.
I think if we light it on fire, I imagine that just because its blood is flammable, so I think it probably it will naturally
doll if it's
it won't. It'll avoid it, and then we can sneak past. Use your brain, Eero.
Guys, calm down. My tremors have like 7 seconds left in them.
I'm done making decisions. Eero, you decide what the hell we're gonna do, and I will just
Throw that doll!
It's at that precise moment that the tremors stop.
Oh, stop it!
19's got the doll. I said, throw the doll, throw the doll. I'm staring.
Just staring blindly at all of them with his big glowing eyes, like looking the opposite direction of where he thinks it's at, because he knows if he turns, it'll see his glowing eyes. So he's just staring like tiny little itty bitty, like glowing purple, like little like amber pupils, like very small, just like staring at all of them like.
Rin pulls out her fancy like matches, ready to light this thing on fire. This bolt that will wrap in cloth that Eero has.
It's drift doll.
There's a drift doll.
I'm
You
so
all have
scared.
control over it if you want it.
I'm just so scared, like I'm gonna like somehow die when this doll dies. I don't know why. I'm talking out loud. I don't know why, but I feel like Brad would do that for me being in a box.
Shit. You think Brad's got some voodoo shit in his blood?
I really do, dude. I'm freaking out. That's why I'm just not talking right now.
19 gestures back to Drift, kind of like gestures, and he goes, whether he figures out what that means or not.
Drift has no idea what he just gestured to him.
This is fucking charades right now.
So they want you to throw the doll. I'm
gonna grab the doll. I'm gonna throw it.
Are you sort of planning? Are you
In
sort
a
of planning
panic,
on
I'm
doing
grabbing
like
the doll, grabbing the doll off of 19's shoulders. I'm gonna throw this fucking thing as far as I can.
All right.
Okay.
I'm gonna throw it this way.
Give me another, just a dex check to see how that goes.
We're so fucked.
I assume you're just allowing this 19 because it is on your shoulder and you're not gonna.
I mean, if he grabs it real quick, what am I? Can I roll against it? That'd be the only thing I'd do to try to stop him.
Yeah, if you want to try and stop it. I mean, he just grabs this thing off your shoulder and is about to launch it. I think you could do it like a natural reaction if you want, or you can just let him do it.
I think that in the real retrospect of things, I mean, it's dark in there. I have dark vision. I don't have dark vision. I would have no clue. He's just quickly grabbing
Yep.
that. So
Okay.
It would roll
Fair.
play out.
Yeah. Good shout. So Iriday just grabs this thing. Where are you aiming? Where are you aiming to throw it?
I'm trying to throw it that way.
Okay.
Please don't fail this.
It's
Please
not
don't fail.
great. He just
I
throws
rolled,
it to like.
I rolled an 8.
Oh,
He throws it. He rolled an 8 and he throws it to about here.
there's
However,
Oh!
It doesn't hit the ground. It launches through the air. It looks like it's going down. It doesn't look like a great throw. It's just like this, like, Iridir
That's
launch.
exactly the noise.
Yeah. And it just, this thing just spins through the air. Drift, give me a perception check. The arms and legs flail out just wildly, like you're throwing a large doll, ragdoll thing.
I see this.
The eyes follow you the whole way. This thing is launching through the air. It has like 2 button eyes, and they're just looking at you the whole time. They're fixed on you as this thing is launching through the air.
Nope, no, I hate this game. Goodbye, it's been fun.
It is
No.
at that point that this thing comes out, this spear-like filament, this almost scorpion-like tail, which is a lot longer and thinner, just comes out and straight through the middle of this thing. It sticks in the middle of the air with the doll falls like limp. And
I start running.
Yeah, the filament starts pulling
Yep,
it.
I start running.
Oh my god!
I'm with him.
Yeah? You come around the corner, Eero.
And I would like.
I'm like.
While I'm running, I would like to sort of bob and weave. I'm going to try to take the dodge action. I'm trying to take the dodge action.
Sure. You run around the corner here, and I think. In fact, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to give you one roll. Ho ho ho! If you're just right, give me another dex check.
That he's trying to hide right now. Please end everything.
Is it acrobatics or dex?
Just dex.
Okay. 7.
All right, I wanted to see how you were running, like how well you were running, but it's not great. It's just like one of these like fumbling things. You slam a hand on the wall as you go running around, and it reveals you can follow this thing now. You have dark vision, so you can see very clearly that on the side of the wall, just like sideways, stuck very easily, like a giant crab-like spider with these 2 pincers that are holding on to a portion of this wall.
See this.
There is just an enormous scorpion-like tail around the top of this horrible long stick. It's piercing the drift doll above you as you run around the corner. You can run under it kind of very easily. It's probably about 8 feet above you, or it's about 8 feet in the air, so you could dip under it like a pole in the air. And this thing is slowly pulling the drift doll towards it. It's not making a noise at all, and give me a. Actually, you'd have to give me a nature check. Give me a nature check, I think.
14.
14. Okay, so you look at this thing that's in front of you, this thing known as a Longstick, and it has like multiple eyes over its head, but you're pretty sure that those aren't actually eyes. They're just kind of like sensory things that are on the front of its head. It doesn't actually have eyes like we do. It doesn't seem to register you whatsoever. You flail, run around the corner, and dip underneath this filament that's pulling the drift doll towards you, and it doesn't react to you at all.
Excellent.
You may continue running.
I'm booking it. I'm going this way.
Okay.
I was next on the list. I was right behind him using Expeditious Retreat as well.
You're using Expeditious Retreat?
I think so. Am I?
Expeditious Retreat. Let's see.
The spell allows you to move at an incredible pace when you cast a spell, and then as a bonus action on each of your turns until the spell ends, you can take the dash action.
All right, Drift, like the Flash, just blurs out of.
I'm gone, dude.
It's that fucking.
If Eero's scared, like I'm scared.
It's like that Jason. What's his name? Jason Patrick from Terminator 2. He's doing the fucking T-1000 run.
Yeah, he's doing the T-1000. Drift, you run past this drift dog. Give me a perception check.
Okay. So nervous. There it is.
The drift doll's eyes follow you as you run past it.
Stop!
Even at the speed at which you run. You run past it. Its head is backwards. It's pierced through the chest. And its arms are just like limp like a doll. But as you're running past it, even at your speed, this thing is like watching you as you run past. Its eyes follow you. And you can blur past as well. You and Iridir bounce out of here. Rin, at the same time, basically, what do you want to do?
I'm gonna dash. I'm gonna use Step of the Wind.
Step of the Wind.
Dash as a bonus.
Oh, yeah. So you're just going to run really fast too.
Yeah, it's doubled for the turn, I guess.
You're also faster than these just naturally anyway, because you have 40 feet of movement. So yeah, you're gone. You can place your token over by them as well.
Okay.
You blur out of existence and run past this thing. The drift doll is gone. It's very easy for you three to move around this thing. 19.
Oh my god. Okay, wait.
You can look. 19. You
Fucking what?
like they just go. You are in pitch black darkness. They throw the drift doll off of your shoulder, and then suddenly they start moving. And then you're left alone in the dark here.
No,
what do you want to do?
he would follow us, wouldn't he?
I don't know. That's what I'm asking him, Willie.
Oh, sorry.
I got big old long legs.
Yeah.
I see Eero go. I see Drift just disappear because he's so fast. And then I see, as I see that they're gone and I see Rin start running, I try to trail right behind Rin as quick as I can.
Yeah. You're essentially blind in here. So give me a perception check with disadvantage to attempt to run after them.
Please.
I can't remember. Can I do it with disadvantage? Can I just click it with disadvantage? How do I do that again?
When you click it, I think it gives you an option of a normal roll. Or
depending on the way your sheet is set up. Let me look at it real quick. At the top of the screen, would you rather have it so that it comes up and gives you an option when you click it?
Yeah.
Or if you see at the top of the screen, it says advantage, normal, disadvantage. I'll put it on the toggle thing. Hang on. Query advantage. Now, if you click it now, it should give you advantage or disadvantage, and it asks. Yeah? Nice.
9 from 19.
All right, so you can follow where they are. Give me a dexterity saving throw with disadvantage as well. You hear them run off, and you just start dung, 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 moving down this hallway.
Not bad.
There's lots of rocks, and it's very difficult to see. You run to here. And run straight into the drift doll. You suddenly grab, like your body just hits something, and your hands come up instinctively and grab hold of the drift doll. The creature. All right, what do you want to do? At this point, all that happens is that you run into the drift doll in front of you, and it's there.
How hard do I run into the drift doll? Are we saying like
I'd say
like
you're
I
just running
run
and
into
you
it,
hit it. It's soft. It doesn't do it. It gives way in front of you. And if you stop, you can keep running, or you stop, or you grab it, or whatever you want to do. But you've hit it.
I'm just gonna duck and keep running.
All right. Give me another perception check with disadvantage. This is insanity.
6.
You make it. You run underneath the drift doll. You run next to this thing which is on the wall. It you can't see this happening, but the thing pulls the drift doll into it, and you hear a sound as you run past, just as some mandibles or something start tearing into the drift doll, and then you and the other 3 run past it. What do you guys do now? You can move your tokens a little ways ahead if you want.
Yeah, let's be clear. I would assume we all just fucking keep bolting, right?
Yeah.
You're just gonna keep running. All right, run ahead. Run where you want to go.
I'm following Eero.
I want to see where your tokens go.
I'm following Eero.
I'm going
Right
this way.
I'm following Eero as well. I'm following.
You're following Rin.
I'm following Rin wherever
Rin's
I.
following me probably.
All right, those 3 run that way. 19. Give me a perception check with
God.
disadvantage to see if you can follow them, because you're relying on hearing and not sight. For the record, you're just stumbling over bones
7.
and wall. You can.
Sorry, if I see 19 come up behind me.
You see him stumbling forward, just dung dung dung.
Yeah,
He runs
okay,
into
'cause
a
I can
wall.
see, I
He
have-
stumbles
I have-
over a rock. He lands on a rib cage
I'm
and
gonna
explodes.
take his hand. I'm gonna take his hand and I'm gonna guide him then.
Nice. Okay, yeah. You guys can progress a lot further ahead. Oh my
Okay.
god. In fact, you guys can progress wherever the fuck you want. This thing's gone deaf. That's mental. It is insane.
Are you rolling horribly right now?
Dude, you know when I said it was Predator? Up until then, it had rolled 2 20s and nothing lower than a 16. You guys started to do this run, and it rolled nothing higher than a 4.
This is gonna be.
I guess I see light ahead, and I just say, it's this way. Come on.
Yes.
Oh my god,
You
we're
guys
Oh my God!
Let's
see
go!
the light of the edge of the cave, and
Suddenly,
Rin,
more come out of the dark.
Rin holding on to
T1000 out of
19.
this place.
Yeah, you guys T1000 all the way out. Rin holding on to the huge hand of 19, guides 19 all the way to the edge of the cave. And there's a bunch of bones and shit. You're running over animal bones and like
Loading
large
screen?
bones.
Is there a loading screen now to go to the next area?
There will be a loading screen right now, yes.
Tiger, I thought you wanted to go the other way.
Incredibly.
I did want to go the other way. My thought process is completely understandable.
From somewhere further within the cave, Drift, you hear the words, "Why, Father? Why?" You don't really, I'm kidding.
Brad.
You imagine how horrific
Dude,
that would
I
be.
really, can I be honest? I really thought, because that would make sense. Like, oh, I got an extra life, but I got to keep this doll safe for some reason because it's me. It's like a clone of me.
That's super fucked up.
I thought you were going to kill me.
No. The four of you
Please just say the words, got out of the cave.
got out of the cave. You're out of the cave.
Yes!
Is that the Longstick
Sorry.
doesn't,
Only took 7 episodes.
the Longstick doesn't follow you out
6, whatever it is.
of the cave here. You guys you step outside, you run outside, maybe catch your breath, hands on knees. You probably won't want to run too far ahead of you. As you step outside, there is a chilling fresh air, because it's pretty cold where you guys are, but it's refreshing after the heat of that gate of fire and stuffy cave. However, you do find yourselves, the sunrise glares across a mountainscape that looks a little something like this, just to give you guys an idea
My God, that's
of...
A song. Can we play a song right now? It'll mute the VOD, but it'd be worth it.
Nope.
My brain thought about like the "We're on a road to
There you go.
nowhere."
Yeah, you can sing it, yeah.
That song just coming
That is
on.
precisely what happens. You step outside into, and you're pretty high up, but you're not like at the top of like the Eiger or something. You're just at the top of like a large mountainscape. It's sunrise, and it looks like the sun has only barely risen. Morning birds are singing and flying nearby, and you're relatively high up, but the descending slope in front of you looks pretty easy to traverse. It looks kind of like you're not in that like Arctic frozen mountainscape from Lord of the Rings when they're trying to walk across that. You're just at the top of a very low peak of a mountainscape that seems to be, some parts of it are covered in snow, but where you guys are, there's still grass and trees around you. A lot of trees. You look more like you're in a forest, but you can tell that you're up above. In the distance below you to the northeast, there's a plume of thick smoke, thick black smoke that looks like it probably belongs to a recently burned village.
God. Is that the town?
You still got a little travel ahead of you, but it doesn't look like it's too far away. You're just in this random area. There isn't a path or anything like that. There's nothing. You're just in wilderness. There's some trees, some foliage, fresh air, a mountainscape all around you. You could go up further if you wanted, but where it is, you're in a position where you can kind of see this area of a town. Lots of thick smoke, sunrise, fresh air. No Longstick. Rin is very aware that they don't leave the cave.
Yes.
I'm just. Oh my God.
It's okay. It's okay. He'll stay in there.
I have to be honest with all of you. He's just like peering over at all three of them. You realize I can't see in the dark.
Well, that's why I grabbed your hand.
I didn't know
I'm
that.
sorry, I panicked a bit.
It's all right. You hear him laugh for the first time ever. You hear 19 just start laughing. He's like, and he falls over. And when he falls over, he just like kisses the ground. I've also never had feelings like this before. What is this feeling?
Relief, I
Relief?
think.
Relief, yeah.
I sit down hard on my butt, like catching my breath.
I would like to look out and see if I can piece together with either nature or whatever to figure out if that's the town that we just left, but I'd like to see if Rin knows that.
Yeah, you guys can give me, I guess really you probably want to give me survival checks to try and work out where you probably are here.
21 from Rin. Oh my god.
Damn,
Now?
21 from Drift.
Now, for something
I want to try. I want a 21. I want to try.
Give me that dice roll, boy.
Get it? We all get an inspiration.
If you all roll a 21,
Ah!
you'll get 6 inspirations each.
Oh my god.
All right. So with this, Iridir, you're probably a little unsure. This is not your area of the world, maybe, to be understanding.
Where are we?
For the rest of you, you can pretty much work out that if I bring you over to this world map again, you guys are probably up here somewhere. Probably like maybe there, let's say. But we'll put the where you are token thing. Do you all see that? Where you did it drag you in quickly enough?
Yes, it did. But I have a question. It looks like there's like a castle or a tower up there. Would we know that?
Yeah, that's pretty much just to represent where the gate is for you guys.
Okay. So that's where we came from. Okay.
In the mountainside here. This is the Tempest Peaks. Drift, you probably know this area a little.
Oh my
because
god!
You've done this travel.
Did you do a version of the map where Green Hill is destroyed?
Nope.
Is that not Green Hill destroyed there?
Green Hill.
Or did I just imagine
just-
a pile of ash? Oh
Yeah,
no, it's this
no,
one over here.
It's
okay.
just very small.
Okay.
If you're looking
Oh,
at
geez.
rock
Okay.
on the map, then that is destroyed, yes. And then there's the Kilash ruins as well, which is destroyed. A little further south. Those are the 2 famously destroyed villages that were destroyed by the Company of Masks that Drift kind of explained, I think, at one point.
Okay.
And
but the one we just came from was Drit, right?
where you came from is Drit, yes.
Yeah, that's what's on fire and smoking. Okay.
And it's almost definitely, what is burning. You guys you're up here somewhere, for sure, in these peaks, and you're in the lower foothills area. It's still ridiculously high technically, but it's not so awful that you have to, if you just showed up on top of Everest, you'd be screwed. Yeah, you're not in that situation. You're in the lower parts of this very large and famous mountain range.
So, with my knowledge, is it better for us to go to Clay Pass like that, or is that a river that I'm seeing on the top of the mountain there?
Give me a history check. See if you know. And you can all do this if you want to know. Like, you guys know that Clay Pass is there. I don't see why you wouldn't. But if you want information on these things, I like rolling dice. So we're gonna roll some dice.
I just want to know, like, which way would be the best way to proceed.
Yeah.
To get to a town.
Let's see here.
Same with my survival check, by the way.
For what is that for?
Same thing. I want to do the same thing she's doing with the survival check I did as well.
It's a history check.
Oh, it was history. Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to use I want to do whatever you need to do. If you need me to re-roll that, I want to do a survival check to see, like, if I would know where would be somewhere to, like, camp or, like, to be safe. Stuff like that. Oh, yeah.
If you guys want to rest and stuff, then yeah, I can take that. 18. Honestly, here looks pretty good. A little bit away from that cave entrance would probably be safer. But you're on a peak. There's this cave entrance behind you. There is like a sheer rock face, and heading further down the mountain, there's a lot of bouldering to do, large boulders and rocks and places where things could hide. Here, you have a pretty good vantage point of all around you. You also, it's relatively flat, and there's some foliage that can hide some firelight and things like that, if that's what you wanted to do. Heading further down this in any direction exposes you to various things. So this isn't too bad of an area. We'll say you're on a kind of a plateau at the moment, and heading down it, you'll start to have to move through like a bouldering area and maneuver your way back down the mountain. Clay Pass, let's see, Rin, 13. So Clay Pass is this big, no, it's not really that big. It's a relatively large town, but it's a newish town that was built over a river. it blocks access to the mainland here. So accessing it this way, heading down towards the where the kind of the path is. Let me see if I make this smaller, I can be more specific. There's that path there, which is a road that heads. It's the same road that you guys came in on. Like you came in here, somehow magically ended up over here. And we'll say you guys are like up here. If you made it to this road, well, then you can get anywhere basically. But it is perfectly accessible and easy to get to Clay Pass. There's a big old road that leads to it. In terms of what the place is, it's just a big, famously militant place. It was named after a hero called Titus Clay, who with only a few men held that pass, kind of 300 style, for 3 months without reinforcements. While this war was going on, I think it was like 30 years ago for you guys. It's one of the newest towns in the entire kingdom, and as such it's kind of small, but it's kind of modern. A lot of the houses sit on like stalks above the river, and a lot of them are built into the mountainside. There's also a big old wall there that they created. In terms of, I mean, it's definitely the closest town for sure. But it's like off the beaten path in the sense that it's just on its own out there. It doesn't connect to anything. There's no harbor that takes you anywhere else. There's no other mode of transport. Really, the only way back to true civilization is to go east. But it's most certainly the closest town to you, for sure.
Now, the smoke that we're seeing, is that a big town?
Yeah, that's Drit.
That's where you guys were in before.
Yeah.
That's where we were when it blew up. And
yeah.
Yeah,
okay.
Drit wasn't a huge town, really, but it swelled with the destruction of these two towns, Rock and Killish, because people fled upwards and ended up going to Drit. But it was kind of a shithole, to be fair. It was just an off the beaten path place. And you guys are also kind of in like a Great Depression, so no one has any money. Really, money's quite hard to come by, so that doubled up meant that this was just kind of a farming village with a slightly overflowing population. But it was definitely it was bigger than Clay Pass. Clay Pass is like a big village, and Drit is a small town. Was a small town.
Okay. I would like to relay as much of that as possible to the rest of the party if they don't already know it, and then
sure.
Same.
There's not too much else to know about Clay Pass, really.
So I don't know what you guys want to do or where you want to go next, but my bet is those soldiers are probably headed to Clay Pass, which is up to the north. So we can either try to follow behind them, or we can try to head east towards some other civilization. And I need a bath and I need some tea.
Well,
so
Drift, you seem. Oh, it does sound quite delicious.
We could talk about this over a glass of tea.
Oh yes.
Yeah, we could absolutely do that, but I need a bath first. So
bath.
Does anybody hear the river nearby? I mean, you smell pretty bad, Eero.
How about we do tea and then that'll help us figure out where your bath could be.
It was rather warm in there.
Yeah.
I'd rather do it the other way around. Get clean, then take some tea, then relax, maybe rest, and then strategize about what you guys want to do next. But if our goal is to stop these guys or to figure out who's behind it, we can either warn Clay Pass or we can try to sneak back into Drit.
Drift, you seem, if you'll excuse me, you seem to have some sort of familiarity with those people.
Yeah, those are... Drift, like, sort of just, you see him just kind of take a step back and just...
Rin will reach out and just kind of like touch your shoulder a little bit. It's okay. You don't have to talk about it if you don't want to.
No, it's fine. Those are the people who killed my family. They wear the masks, they come in, they destroy villages, they kill everyone. I was lucky. And then I just sort of just go sit down. There's like a log right next to it, like right next to us that I just sit on just for a second, just to regain.
I had no idea. they just go around and destroy places and kill people? Why?
Because they have harnessed some magical purple fire. And that makes people feel invincible. All right, I'm gonna go look for a river. You can join me or you can stake. It's up to you.
What was on that roll from me, Brad? What did I get for the survival for kind of telling which direction maybe we should go and what would might be safe and such?
You're pretty safe where you are. Assuming you guys want to head down the mountainside to the west towards the river, the small river, it's really just a matter of maneuvering down the mountainside. You have a weird kind of knowledge that you're not probably too sure even where it comes from, but you have a strangely good idea of how to climb and descend a mountainscape. You get those kind of cold vibes that you had before, from that strange memory from when you were in a cave and everyone was dead. And this is really just a matter of sort of finding the flattest areas to move down and hope that like there's nothing in the mountains. There's stuff that lives in the mountains, bears, owlbears, cats, mountain cats, horrible things that will grab you and eat you. There are some mountain folk. There are orcs and goblins and things like that, which might be sitting up in here, and you know, you just have no real clue of what could be down there. But in terms of just moving down the mountainside, like I said, it's really not too difficult. It's just don't go jumping off the edge. But there's enough flats, and it's just a lot of heading downwards. It's not like you have to climb rope down. It's just bouldering, so you just kind of have to find these ways down. It's relatively easy to do it's not really that difficult terrain. It's not really mountaineering. You just need to walk. It will be slow going, and there's probably going to be dangerous areas where rocks could fall on top of you or from under you, but for the most part it's just a matter of walking, no different than if you were on flat open land.
So 19's laying down almost like you'd think he'd be making like a snow angel. He's like spread out, and he just like looking straight up at the sky just goes, I know how to guide us down the mountain. I could do it.
I wouldn't mind a bath, I must be honest. I am quite afraid at the moment.
Yeah, I smell terrible.
Well, how soon do you want to get to a river? Sooner or later?
Well,
Like, preferably now, and then we can have tea over a campfire before it gets dark.
yes, tea.
Question, Brad.
Yeah,
There's two rivers on that world map. There's one to our east and there's one to our west.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to say, would I know that there's rivers? Would I be able to sense that there's a river to our west and a river to our east? Would I know this?
Well,
What was your
My
history check? You didn't do one, right?
I didn't do a history, no.
Then probably not. No. The smaller river near you, I'd say is possibly visible, or at least you could make out that there's like areas. The larger one, which is to the west, is much further away.
Yeah, that's kind of what I wanted. Okay, so I would kind of see I would just be able to see the. Well, there's a river right over there if you didn't see it.
perfect. I'm gonna start walking there.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Wait for me. And I'm gonna just get off my little stump that I was on, being all sad, and just cheer back up and follow, like always.
Sure.
I help 19 up.
When he goes to offer a hand up, he grasps his hand extremely hard compared to what you would normally think somebody would do. And he pulls away and goes, thank you.
Oh,
But
maybe a little bit softer
what's
next
wrong with
time.
your hand? You need me to fix it. Let me help you change the pain. Can I see your pinky?
Yes, here it is.
May I touch it?
All right.
All right. All right. All right. All right. All right. All right. All right. All right. All right. All right. All right. All right. All right. All right. All right. All right. All right. All right. All right. All right. All right. All right. All right. All right. All right. All right. All right. All right. All right. All right. All right. All right. All right. All right. All right. All right. All right. All right. All right. All right. All right. All right. All right. All right. All right. All right. All right. All right. All right. All right. All right. All right. All right. All right. All right. All right. All right. All right. All right. All right. All right. All right. All right. All right. All right. All right. All right. All right. All right. All right. All right. All right. All right. All right. All right. All right. All right. All right. All right. All right. All right. All right. All right. All right. All right. All right. All right. All right. All right. All He straight goes into major pain movie mode. Let me take your mind off the pain on your hand. He breaks his pinky. No, not really, but it'd be great to do.
Jesus.
Oh my god.
He just like reaches down with his 2 fingers, just squeezes the pinky and goes, seems fine. And then just starts walking.
Yeah, so you're all basically just heading down this mountain side towards the river area. What I'll do a couple of checks just to cover the travel in general. Between here and we'll say probably still in the same hex. For the record, by the way, when we're on this world map, which we're not on, but when we're on the world map kind of thing, which is essentially what you're doing right now, you're like traveling around and exploring. Each hex is about a day's travel by foot without doing anything crazy, like running full pelt or, maneuvering stealthily. So that's generally how large the world is. It's not a huge continent or anything. So let's see. In fact, everyone give me a survival check, just as you're, because you're out in the wilderness, you're moving down the mountain.
I also want to get water from this river.
Wow. Well, you're heading towards the river right now. You guys don't have any water. So this is basically the travel to the river.
What do you need from us? I'm so sorry.
A survival check. So you guys start moving down. Keeping an eye out.
Was Rin's 9 from now?
Yes.
Yeah.
Looking around. Again, it's not the difficult travel necessarily. There's some areas where maybe you have to kind of help each other up and down some like slightly larger drops, or through some tight rocks that are close together. But for the most part, you guys just walk downwards. It puts a little pressure on your ankles, but you guys being in that horrible, hot, stuffy place and then being out in this relatively nice, I think I said it was early autumn. Maybe I said it was summer at the beginning.
I think you said it was early autumn. I think I remember that from like 2 episodes ago. I think you were talking about that.
Yeah, I know I had a plan for that, but I deleted my entire thing, remember?
Notes.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
So I have to remember everything. I think it's early autumn. So it's relatively warm in general, but it's been kind of rainy and cold the last few days, and that's working in your favor. There's no rain or anything today, but it's not too hot. You guys moving down. At one point, Rune and Drift, there's a section of small rocks and slate which suddenly give way. You stumble and slip and fall, the both of you falling to one side while Iridir and 19 jump to avoid this kind of rumbling slate. You slip and you fall and you tumble. Each of you could roll me 1d4.
Oh shit. 3.
3 from you. Rin. Can I have a d4 as well? Wow, 4.
4!
It's horrible. You guys completely fall arse over tit. The slate gives away and you falling into the slate. You graze your knees up. There's a bit where you roll over and then you fall like a couple of feet off of the edge of one of these plateaus to a lower one. Dung, dung. Rin and Drift, you take 4 bludgeoning damage.
Oh my.
Halfway down this mountain. 19 and Iridir, you're a little ways back up. You completely avoid this kind of like slate fall and these loose rocks.
I'm gonna roll a d20 for something real quick. Don't worry what it's for.
Okay.
That's how hard I laugh at them from falling.
That's a 17. He laughs very
That's how hard I laugh.
What the hell?
Yeah, you graze up your arms and legs pretty bad, you two. It's not nice.
Rin, you okay?
Yes, I'm okay.
Did we land right in front of the river though? At least, Brad. Like, are we here?
No, this is just on your way down.
You took the fast way down.
You continue. You guys. You made it like
I meant to
10
do that.
feet down.
I thought it would roll us right in front of the river, so at least there'd be like a good part of it. But
Not yet.
we're okay.
I'm just gonna lay there and laugh. I'm just gonna lay there and laugh
Wasn't
off the
meant to do
anxiousness.
that.
I don't think so.
Ah.
I didn't think so either.
Are you okay, Drift?
Yeah, I'm fine. Just a little cut, a little blood.
You think
I
they
like it.
ruined the tea?
Should we play dead and see if they come and try to help us? Do you want to play drink?
I would, but I just yelled that we're okay.
Oh, well,
That wouldn't really.
yeah, that wouldn't really work.
But we could not be okay.
Yeah, that's all right. Let's maybe
Let's-
just get up, brush ourselves off, and keep
Go
going.
get some tea.
Yes.
All
That
right.
first.
Are you all right?
Yes, we're okay.
All thumbs up.
You know, I
Two
didn't
bloody
consider that
thumbs.
path.
Dust myself off.
They actually clear a very nice path. All the loose rock is now
Yeah.
gone, and there's a very
You're
easy
welcome.
to walk and tread
You're
path.
welcome.
Thank you for forging ahead.
Literally.
You guys keep moving down. You're kind of in like a forested area. It's low enough that there's a relatively large amount of trees, and you start moving into heavier foliage and heavier trees, and away from the more sheer rock face of the higher parts of the Tempest Peaks. However, as you approach the river itself, everyone roll me
Murlocs.
a dexterity saving throw.
Are you fucking kidding
my
me right now? I
God,
just want to take a bath.
I know. I want you
23.
to as well. I really do.
God.
23 from Rin as well. And a
23.
crit.
That's right. Like, I want a bath so badly that
How
if
is
something
my
lunges
dex
out, I'm going to
higher
break
than
its neck.
yours? You're
So-
a monk.
Yeah,
What
I
am
don't
I
know.
doing? What is going on this?
Dex saving throw.
That's the
Because I-
little.
It's the one on the. It's in a box
Last level.
to the right, underneath proficiency bonus.
Oh, God.
Saving throws.
Nope, that's dexterity. God damn
Are
it.
you proficient in?
There it is. There it is. There it is.
You are not. Either way, it's the same roll either way because you're not.
16,
You don't have
baby!
proficiency in dexterity.
Oh, okay.
7
So-
from 19,
So 7.
unfortunately.
You guys start moving down towards where the river is. You can hear it now. It's rushing, and a little bit below you. However, there's a rumble from above. This Indiana Jones style tumbling rock rolls off the top of the mountain and very
Oh, come
slowly
on.
falls down towards where you are.
Son of a
Three of
bitch.
you jump
Son
out
of
of
For
the way.
Hasmel's sake.
Three of you jump out of the way. Rin, you can do a flourish. You can do like a triple backflip as you you just jump very easily out of the way. Drift with the 17 jumps out of the way. Iridir with the 23 jumps
Brad.
out of the way.
Just
Can I ask a
for
question,
our
Brad?
purposes. Wait,
No,
wait, 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 wait,
Can I ask a question,
Do
Brad?
it.
You get one
Do it.
question each.
All right. My question is, can I roll? I
Survival.
would assume no. I was gonna say perception to see if I hear this coming, and if I do, can I at least brace myself for the impact?
You hear it coming and you brace yourself for impact. That's what your dexterity save was, unfortunately.
No, that's okay.
You know it's coming. You all know it's coming because you all go, what the? And this thing is falling down towards you. Three of you jump out of the way. What was your question, PB?
Oh, I know that you rolled to get out of it, but if you're okay with it, I would like to use my role play to grab Drift and pull him out with me. My little flourish is grabbing his hand and pull. Okay, he walked away. All right, that worked. Can we just say that happened?
Yeah. Sure.
Awesome.
That's what happens. You
Cool.
dive, and the what's the Whitney Houston song from Bodyguard?
Oh my god, I love that movie. Yes. I mean,
And
there's
you
lots.
jump.
It's a whole movie about her, so.
You
there's
jump
like 6.
and bang, you grab Drift
Yep.
and knock him out of the way. 19, you look up, you brace yourself for impact. This rock launches itself towards you. There's a rush of air. There's an odd sinking feeling in the stomach that you don't have. And that's where we're going to go to today's break. We'll see you guys in a few minutes to find out precisely how 19 wants to deal
die.
with. To die. To deal
Wait,
with
what?
this.
What?
We'll
Potty-
see you
potty break,
guys
potty break.
in a
We'll be
few
right back.
minutes.
I
Thank you
what?
for watching. If you, I don't know what's happened to him. He thinks he's come back and he's like, oh, he's dead. No, it's falling. It's falling towards him,
I have died.
and we're going to a break. That's all.
Oh. Okay.
We'll see you guys in a few minutes. Don't forget to check out the Discord channel if you want to hang out with some peeps and talk about some other D&Ds, what's going on in this show, what's going on in the other shows. And don't forget to check out the Patreon if you want to get some DM stuff going on. We've got a podcast on there. We've got the MP3s of the shows if you want dedicated MP3s. And we've got some DM stuff, treasure chest of DM stuff, like creatures and parts of the campaigns and maps and things. And also, we have a new show coming, and there is a trailer for it on YouTube called Spark of Eternity. And if you go over to the Discord, you can find the link for that, because I'm not going to provide it for you. Okay? What am I, your mother? See you guys in a few minutes. Peace. back, everybody, to Tablestory's Darkfire. 19.
My foot.
19. No one can do anything to save you here.
I am a dead man and an ant.
The rock above you tumbles and falls off of a ledge and heads towards the group. 3 of them dive safely to either side. However,
I pull my shield out.
nope.
Okay.
The rock hits you directly on the center of your face. Cracks you right on the noggin. It's
Oh, this isn't a boulder. This is just a rock.
It's just a little rock.
Okay. I thought it was a boulder.
It's just a little rock.
Wait, are you serious?
Yeah, it's just a tiny little rock. It's
I
not
thought
that
it was a
bad.
boulder.
Give me
I
one.
thought my ass was
give
about
me,
to get smashed.
give me 1d4. It still hurts.
1d4 for that break?
Yeah.
Fuck off.
It hits him so hard that his legs are just left standing there and his body's gone.
You take 1 bludgeoning damage from the tiny little rock.
I fucking hate you in the best way.
If you critically fail this, if you roll a natural 1, it does knock you out for an hour though. So, yeah, no, it just hits you. Ding. There's like a loud ding, ding.
You just see 19 go.
I pluck my lute string just to make the same sound. Well, my lute is still in tune.
Like a perfect E sharp or whatever. I don't know how to play it.
Is there a dent in my face?
A little one.
Right there.
Wait, where did that come from? I look up.
I look up.
Like you have no idea. There's loads of mountain above you. I mean,
Okay.
it's happening all the time. You guys are walking down and it's just like.
It wasn't someone chucking it at him?
No, there's no like dudes to. Give me a
okay.
perception check. Everyone, give me a perception check. Let's give you the benefit of the doubt. Maybe there is someone up there. Let's find out. Anyone who's looking, give me a perception check at least.
I was.
I look over and there's a sign that just says "Watch for falling rock."
Yeah, exactly, precisely. Yeah.
Wow. 14 from me, 24 from Rune, 17 from 19, and
Where'd
me.
mine go? There, there's 17.
Above you
are more rocks.
I'm so good.
Thank you, everybody. Everybody, you look up, and between 2 rocks, between 2 large boulders, maybe about 20 feet above you, there is a mountain cat the size of a bear, peering at you. When it sees that you've spotted it, it runs away and heads further up the mountainside.
Oh, there goes dinner.
Dinner. I wish I could eat.
No, you wish you could taste.
No,
What was
I wish you would
The
bathe.
thing was huge.
Yes.
And that would have been delicious.
Cat's fucking with you so hard right now, John.
What's happening?
Between 2 rocks is the drift dog.
No!
Can you imagine?
No! Is that what I see?
No, the drift doll is nowhere to be seen
Oh my god.
with your
stop.
eyes.
Well,
Just in my soul.
well, this looks like a. You know, what time of day is it supposed to be, Brad? Right now, it's
Very
like right.
early. It's like dawn.
Right.
You got
Right.
yeah, like sunrise. Like sun looked like it had just risen as you came out of the cave, pretty much. So it's starting to move its way up, but it'd be
I
pretty
would
early right now. You're looking at like maybe 5 a.m.
You see 19 grab the big long sword, and he goes over to or one of the big great sword in his back, and he goes over to a tree, like kind of like a medium-sized tree, nothing big, nothing really small, and he starts to hack at it to chop it down in order to make a fire.
Just chopping down a tree.
Like I'd want to like to find like something small, like nothing, like something that would just be big enough just to make a small fire. Unless it looks like there's like maybe it looks like there's some dry wood around. So kind of the option, whatever one you think might be better for the canon of it. Like, I'd like to chop a tree down if there's no wood around for me to pick up to make a fire. But if there's like what looks like it could be like dry wood and everything like that, I'd like to pick up to make a fire.
I mean, you're in like a pretty dense foliage forest area. You could probably do either.
Okay. So I want to look around and get enough twigs and small sticks and leaves to make a fire for everybody while they're all thinking about taking a bath.
Yeah, I mean, you guys aren't quite at the river yet, but maybe as you guys start moving down towards it, you're close enough that you start, as you're moving along, spotting some good dry wood. Let's see how good it is. Give me a survival check.
9.
Not great. You
A little
find
wet.
you find some. Just about enough to make like a decent fire. There's no like crazy awesome bonfire going to be happening, but you guys start moving down towards that river. Yeah, bonfire. You eventually come to this river. You see the for the most part it's it's like a flat rocky bed that leads into this very thin, slow-moving river. The other side of it has kind of a sheer rock face. There's a much higher level on the western side of this river, but on your side it's very easily accessible for quite a long time. It looks like you could walk for a decent amount of time alongside this river without having to deal with the mountainside. Although you're still probably quite high up somewhat, you're probably still going to have to come down before you get to the level that, say, Drit was on. This area here is starting to flatten out a lot more, but you eventually do come to that river pretty quickly.
So we still have this lovely view.
You have an okay view. You're probably out of view territory now. You're more just surrounded by hills and rocks. You don't really see much at this point because you're now heading into foliage and trees, and there's all these big pine trees around you and stuff like that.
And are we heading towards? Did we ever decide as a group if we were heading towards that smoke or just trying to get to the river?
We hadn't decided yet.
Yeah,
we were gonna
I think
bathe
the plan was to chill
set
for a
up
minute.
camp and eat
Great.
some food and
Awesome.
So yeah, I mean, you guys come to this area and you find the river. There's nothing like here. It just looks like a pretty open area as far as open areas go, with access to this water, nice and fresh.
yay.
As far as the time of year, is it cold?
It's cold only because you're sort of
In the
somewhat
mountains.
up in the mountains, and it's early. But in terms of time of the year being cold, no, it's been kind of warm. It's autumn, it's probably like August for us time,
Okay.
late August, early September time. But it's still relatively warm.
I'm gonna look
Later.
at the river, make sure there's nothing trying to eat us, and then I'm gonna kind of like bend down, test the water a little bit with my hand.
Yeah, well, you can give me a perception check if you want to check around first.
Yep.
Just to scope the
10.
area out. A 10. Yeah, looking around, it looks relatively relatively open. There isn't like a fucking ninja waiting to attack you. There isn't an owl bear sitting in the top of a tree ready to pounce on you. Doesn't look like that mountain cat that you saw has followed you. You look pretty safe.
I'm gonna just walk up. I'm gonna test the water with my hand and see how cold it is.
Ooh, I bet it's cold.
Super cold.
Yeah.
But it's fresh water, right?
Fresh water.
So
Yeah.
It's cold as fuck.
Yeah, I'm just gonna start taking my clothes off right where I am. Start getting naked.
Sure.
So the water's rather cold. Just very casually.
Yep. So Rin, I'm gonna go up with I have like a little pot in an herbalism kit. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna pull that out and I'm gonna get some fresh water and then I'm gonna kind of like set it down somewhere near the river and ask 19, can you start setting up camp here and can you boil this water for the tea for when we're done washing up? Thank you.
I'm gonna get my water skin out of my bag and start dipping it in the river. very quickly because I noticed Eero starting to get butt naked.
It's a running river. What do you think?
I'm young, man. I don't know. I'm just in my mind. I'm like, I'm not gonna put my water in where a naked man's gonna be. So yeah. So I'm just like,
You are filthy.
yeah. Get wrecked.
I really casually like look towards Drift and I say, "You are going to boil that water first.
Yeah, I think Rin.
You shouldn't drink it directly from the river."
It is fresh though.
Right, but
You shouldn't get sick.
I'm having
Yeah, you can get
McLovin
sick.
thought process.
Yeah, of course, absolutely. I'll totally.
I'm boiling some right now, so we can refill from that, and then we can have tea.
Oh,
There'll
yeah.
be plenty.
oh, tea. That's very
Tea.
good.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
We're on the tea thing.
I'm
Great.
very.
Perfect.
By the way, I have no like qualms about being naked at all. Like I'm just walking like normal. I have no reaction basically. And then as soon as I can,
Sounds like we don't care that you're naked either.
yeah. And I just kind of like take a deep breath, bracing myself for the cold water, and I start splashing around in there and trying to get myself clean.
I will do the same.
Wait,
What?
is everyone naked?
Well, I'm starting to disrobe, yes. That's
Okay.
how you have to clean yourself.
Yeah. I'm making. Okay. I'm just listen. I'm a little younger, so I'm just taking it all in. This is like.
What do you mean taking it all in? Are you looking at us?
That's the title of his next statement.
There it is. There it is.
This is all PB's fault, by the way. She started this. I would just like to point that out.
The sex tape memes. All right.
Yep.
Listen, I'm not staring. I am happy. I'm partially seeing some things, and I'm gonna join. I'm going to slowly. But I'm not gonna. Yeah, I'm gonna figure it out. I'm just taking it all in. I'm taking in the nature. Nature's awesome.
Sure.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Cool.
So you guys wash and take a moment to refill water skins, relax a little. Technically, you can do a short rest, like an hour or so here. If you wanted to use your hit die, you can.
I'll mark off another ration.
I can't remember what you have. If you want to eat, then mark off a ration. You guys chill for a bit by this river, and you wash and you're finally clean. It hasn't really stopped the damage to your clothes, like anyone that has been burnt or stabbed or whatever's happened to you, barring of course 19's physical damage and scrapes. Your clothes are still kind of fucked and bloodstained, for the record. But your skin is better, your hair is clean. The smell of that like sweat and burnt flava smell, for the most part, is gone. I don't think anyone has any soap, so you're not that clean.
Once while they're all doing that and I'm making that fire, once I'm done making the fire, I want to like submerge my entire body in water, just like, kind of do what they're doing, but obviously I don't need to like clean myself the same way they need to.
If they are in the water with you, they will be electrified to death. I'm kidding, you're not a robot.
I would be pretty strong. I'd have a pretty strong
sorry.
output if that was the case.
Imagine that. It would be the ultimate way. You could just solo this whole campaign, just drag
True.
things into the water with you. You make a small fire as well nearby. 19 just kind of wades in.
I have this like slow motion Fast Times at Ridgemont High, but with 19 as in place. Just bam, 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 and he's like shaking his
I would assume my steam as I get in the water, wouldn't I? Because I'm probably still pretty hot from being inside that place, right?
No, I don't think you're that hot.
No? Okay.
The
Thanks.
metal on you would definitely have cooled down. You've spent like an hour, maybe
like to
two, moving down the mountainside here, and then you've spent the hour or so here at this campsite, setting up the fire, washing yourselves off, having a little snack, drinking some water, and relaxing. So it's probably been in total about 3 hours or so since you left the cave. For sure you will have cooled down. Do you guys stay here? What are you guys doing after this sort of like hour where you can relax?
Well,
tea.
Yeah, I'm waiting for the tea primarily.
Oh, you guys are having some tea?
Yeah.
Oh God, so much
Yeah,
tea.
I mean, again, this can fall under that hour. For sure, you've refilled your water stores, so you can make.
All right. So I guess while this is going on, I just kind of say, so where should we go next?
Well, it's like I said earlier. I think we can either head up to Clay's Pass.
Yeah, I'll give you the map again if you want.
Thank you.
So you guys are over here.
That was
somewhere.
a beautiful view, though.
Where? And I look at my wrist with that big bracelet.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that there was somewhere we were supposed to go?
I don't know if we're supposed to go anywhere in particular, but he did say he wanted us to find the source.
What was the source of again?
Sorry?
What was the source of again? Do you remember?
He wants us to find the source of the purple fire.
Well, we know that the company that put a few of us down.
Company and masks.
Yes, that was it. They're probably heading to the clay place you spoke of, correct?
We should warn them.
I mean, they could be heading there. I don't know for sure, but that's the nearest town. And if they've already hit 2 towns to the south, then that is probably where they're headed. Yes.
Now, do we know how long ago that happened? Those other 2 towns that got hit?
Yeah.
In my head.
Just so you guys know, one of the things that he specifically said is that he witnessed, Hasmol said this to you, he said he witnessed a mark upon the one that burned the town with purple fire, and it's a rune of immeasurable power, and that there are several sites on the island that house the power of these runes. The closest site is now home to many of your kind Rose Guard. He also said that whatever is trying to break through has an acute knowledge of the Gate of Fire. So you guys know that you were in the Gate of Fire, whatever that is. So yeah, those 2 things are pieces of information that were.
But I'm talking about.
I'm just giving you that there because it was ages ago that you actually spoke to Hasmol. You know, in game it wasn't that long ago, but outside of game, with the other 2 towns, let me just find my notes because this was on a different page. Thank God. I believe it was 5 and 2 years ago. So 5 years ago was the destruction of Kilosh, which is the town furthest towards the south. It was destroyed, and it's generally common knowledge. The Company of Masks were a private militia that were generally just a mercenary band. They were generally a good guy. They were often paid to defend towns. So like maybe a band of roaming orcs would be annoying a town kind of thing, and they would be the ones that they would hire to defend the town. They made a good name for themselves. They were pretty generally well known as a decent private militia, and then suddenly, for no reason that anyone knows, they turned against these towns. The first town was Kilosh 5 years ago, and the second town was Rark, which was 2 years ago. And then just recently, Drit, like yesterday.
Well, it's been some time since their previous attacks, from what Hasmol told us.
What, they're not going to attack the same town again?
Right.
But they could already be at Clay's.
I don't know. That's pretty fast.
We should try and warn them even still. maybe they haven't been able to receive word from Drit. If Drit was destroyed, it's possible that no one has let them know. We should give them fair warning.
And how do you propose we do that?
By going there and telling them.
What, we sound crazy?
But A, we might sound crazy, and B, do you think we can get there faster on foot than they got there?
Yes, they are storming
already
their way
been
there.
You are assuming that they're making an attack on them, but
I mean, I
where
think
else
that's a
would
pretty
we
safe
go?
assumption to make. We could backtrack. We could go where they came from. Surely there are survivors that can
Back
give us
to
information.
Drit?
No, not to Drit, but further, the towns they already attacked. Or back to Drit, actually. That is a good idea, Hero.
There's nothing really there.
If we go to Drit, perhaps we can learn a little bit more about them. There may be some remnants.
My thought is we can... Oh, sorry. Go ahead, 19.
Not only could we go back to Drit, but maybe we could make our way to Rosegard and speak with. And real quick, Brad, would I know that there's probably like strong forces at Rosegard? Like,
oh, for sure, it's where the
Yeah.
best army ever is. You know, that's the home of your Warforged army and stuff like that.
Maybe we should go and make our way to Rosegard. If we go there, we'd be able to warn them, and they'd be able to send forces out to help deal with the Darkfire.
Perhaps.
Once again, who's gonna listen to us?
Well,
Why would we make a story
you?
like that up? is the
Also,
question.
Lots
you
of
must
reasons.
remember
War.
something. I was once a part of a very large army. I think I have a good name still. I think they'd heed my warning.
I think we should be as discreet as possible if we're trying to figure out information. But, Hero, I understand you wanting to warn people. What happened down there was horrific.
Well, let's weigh the pros and the cons. If we head towards what would be Clay Pass, we risk a few things. We could run into them again, which I know some of you, he looks at Drift, might like. But, let's be honest, the first time we ran into them, it didn't go so well. Also, we could get to Clay Pass and they could have already beaten us there. Then, we've walked miles and miles and miles to get to somewhere where we don't have to turn around and either go back or be honest with you. Where do we go from Clay Pass once we've gotten there? It's on the other side of the mountains. And if we go there and they've already beaten us there, then we're in a position where we are on the other side of the mountains, not only at somewhere that may be burned down, but also with the same group that took us down the first time. If we head to Drit, maybe we can help save some of the survivors there. Maybe we can help them get back on their feet.
And
Can
then
I-
maybe we could get passage to Rosengard.
Would I have to make a check to determine if I could judge the direction where Drit was attacked from? Would you make me roll a check for that, or is that something I would just know?
Do you mean like while you were in the town where the forces
Yeah,
were coming from?
where they came from. Yeah.
You guys did have a look. So the fire came from this side.
Came
Right.
from,
So
from the west to the east.
the fire rolled through the town from west to east.
Yeah.
However, almost immediately, as soon as you lifted up that cart, the town was already surrounded by people and being invaded from everywhere, because there were people behind you on the main road and ahead of you on the main road. So that really is the only information that I think you have. I don't think you know military-wise how they did it, but that's your information.
So I'm sitting there just kind of thinking while everybody's talking, and I say,
I have made the tea, by the way, if you guys want to have that with me.
just devour it. Like,
It's
fuck
awesome.
it, I'm all over that.
Don't even ask.
So good.
As you said, we have.
It's one of those things where it's like, I say, you know, it is a bit curious the fire came from the west. Now, that's the direction that we are coming from the Gate of Fire,
Well, isn't that
according
what
to
Hasmol said?
Hasmol.
Yeah, he said that somebody knew how to harness the power, or somebody was trying to break in. Oh, I forget what he said. Something like that.
Yes. So, I wonder if this Gate of Fire is the source. I wonder how it was activated.
Well, there's
So-
an idea. We could
Did
go.
some-
We could go straight to the source. Why don't we go and look at this academically, rather than trying to, snoop around and sneak up on the army? We could go to the other sources of this power. Asmo mentioned that, right?
But how? We don't
Do
really
we
know where
what
they
the
are.
sources are?
I'm sure some scholar in Rosegard would know at least where to start.
That is a fair point. Maybe someone is aware of these gates.
I just can't imagine us leaving a bunch of people to die. If there's something we can do to stop it, we should stop it. If
I
someone
agree.
could have saved my village, I wish they would have saved it. And to
Absolutely.
think of leaving that when we're here and it's just over there. I mean, I know it's really far away, but I don't know if I can go the other way.
We also don't know for sure that they're going to attack Clay's Pass. I just happen to know there's a town there, and I thought I would mention it. But it's not like I saw them on the road or anything like that. We have no idea if they're even bothering.
Well, also what's
It's a small
interesting
village.
is it was 5 years, and then it took 2 years, right, for them to hit the next place. So 5 and then 2. So what if they're cutting it down by that much time again? That would only take 6 months or 3 months or not really good with that. 1, 2, 3. And now you just see me start counting on my hand and like taking.
Do you take your shoe off?
Counting all my fingers and then like combining it to be 3, 3. Like trying to, you just see me like, yeah.
They could also go back to Green Hill. It's a shorter trek. We don't know where they are.
I think, personally, I would feel at least the best if we went to Clay Pass. It would clear my conscience regardless.
What conscience?
Conscience is sort of...
No, I know what a conscience is. Why is it on your conscience?
Well, it's important that we try our best to save people as much as we can. We don't want anyone to suffer. At least I don't.
He raises up his arm with the band on it, and he goes, I don't disagree, but we're also mocked to be dealing with something it seems that could be almost much bigger.
Pour Eero another cup of tea. Eero, I know that we haven't always gotten along, and I understand that you want to save these people that may or may not being attacked, but I think he's right, and I think that we have to think about what 4 people can do against an entire army and the bigger picture. We have to save the world, not just one town.
How big? Have any of you been, because I don't think my character would have been there. Has anybody been to Clay's Pass?
Have I, Brad?
Did I roll for that? Yeah.
Yeah, can
This is up to you guys. It's very out of the way.
Yeah, I don't think I would have.
That's why I would have never been there.
That's
In
so
terms of
far.
all of your like hometowns and starting points, it's extremely unlikely unless you want to have a reason to have gone there. I can't imagine that any of you would have done.
There's
I
no
definitely
way.
wouldn't have.
Well, if I might go back to what I was saying before, I think what we should do is be smart about this, but we should also adjust the pros and the cons. Pros of going to Clay's Pass seem to be one thing. We warn them if we get there before the army gets there.
And if there is even an army coming.
Yes, if they are even going there.
And if they will even listen to us.
Yes.
'Cause we have no pull there. None of you have been there, right?
Yes.
No.
The cons to going there is exactly that. If we go there, it might be a waste of time. If we head towards Rose... if we head towards Rose God, you kind of see he kind of like stumbles on it a little bit.
Are you all right?
Start making our way there, yes, I'm fine. If we start making our way there, there is a much bigger presence of the whole army there. On top of that, we could take the King's Road there. The King's Road is typically pretty safe. And we could also stop in Drit and maybe help survivors get to Rose God. If we bring the survivors with us to Rose God from Drit, we also, and he looks at Eero, we take a chance at saving people. And then we also have a backing to tell people at Rose God what happened.
Rin's gonna reach out and just kind of touch Eero's forearm.
I jump back, like,
Eero, I want to save people too. I think this is the best way to do that.
I reach out and touch Eero's arm just because everyone's because Rin's doing it too, and I go, Eero, I believe in this as well.
I sigh deeply, and I guess I look in like the general direction of Clay Pass, and I say, "Right, well, I suppose we should be off then."
Let's go, and like just excited and ready to head to Drit.
So you guys are deciding to head back kind of across the mountain here from this way to this way towards Drit. If we imagine that you're very specifically probably like there, right? There's probably a clear shot straight through the sort of flat part of this mountain side that you can traverse if you wanted to, assuming you're just getting up and leaving. I don't know if you guys wanted to stay here longer. I don't know if you need to.
I don't need,
I am a bit tired, but I suppose that
I think we should rest here for the day and sleep, get a good night's rest, and then head out.
Well,
but it's the
I
middle
understand that, but it's
the morning. Yeah,
morning time. Yeah.
It may not be the. How about this? I am feeling fine. How about the three of you, if you feel like you need to, do what you must do, take a nap, take a sleep, and for an hour or two, if you feel like you need to, and I'll wake you up and we can make our way. But if you're feeling fine, we are wasting daylight, probably. And we should probably continue to move.
Short rest is an hour, right, Brad?
We kind of already got a short rest anyways, didn't we?
You've done that, yeah. You've had
so can we use hit die for that?
Okay.
Yeah, you've been having a short rest now. So anything you get back on a short rest is
just keep in mind, we've only regened one hit die through the whole thing.
You should only have one.
Yeah, I only have one.
I've used all of my hit dice.
I think someone had two. I can't remember who it was. It was you that had two, right? Yeah. So you can use that now if you want.
I think so. I mean, because how long is this going to take to travel to Drit? 2 days?
Yeah, but yeah. Well, no, it's going to take you like half a day at this point, I'd say.
To get to Drit?
Yeah, like it's not too difficult in this position. Maybe a day at most. It sort of depends on what happens to you and what you roll now.
Awesome.
But
you're looking at half a day
to a day.
You can assume that I would have been playing a Song of Rest during that as well. I probably would have told a story about a strange dryad that I met previously in a clearing of trees, and the dryad spoke to me in honeyed tones, and it was basically the most difficult challenge of my life that I managed to escape from what was clearly some sort of trap. It was mostly a sort of a random sort of tale that I told in regards to my past.
Literally, I'm all about like the tea. Tea is the most important thing to me, but Eero's stories are becoming my close second, like addiction. Like just so into them. So that's always like sitting up close.
Yeah, were you still naked when you were playing that song, by the way?
I mean, the water was cold as fuck. I'm assuming I would not be still naked. That was,
I'm sure we got that.
yeah.
No. Grower, not a shower. That's fine.
Maybe listen, a little bit warmer. Okay.
So,
but yeah, that's an extra D6 for your hit dice rolls.
So
Yep.
yeah, you guys can roll your hit die, and if you want, you can add an extra D6 of HP. Make sure you mark that hit die off on your character sheet because you now have whatever you have left.
I'm
which
not.
is-
I'm gonna choose to not roll one.
Okay.
I'm only 1 point off my full max.
Wait, question, Brad.
Yeah.
If he plays that and I take a short rest, do I not have to use that hit die, and could I still get a 1d6?
No,
you have to roll
it just
Gotcha.
adds on to your hit die roll.
Okay, great. Good to know. I'm out.
And then I assume 19 kicks some dirt over the fire. You guys roll your packs up, throw them over your shoulders, and begin trekking back across this mountainside. Everyone roll me another survival check, unless you're doing anything very specific. I'll just give you all a general survival check to push over this mountain.
Mm-hmm. 19 from Ren, a 13 from 19, and a 12 from Drift.
Sorry, Whack. I keep forgetting to read that out loud.
Rune. You mostly guide the party across this these flats. Like, they're not, again, it's not too high up, it's not quite at the bottom of the peaks of the mountains. You're not quite at ground level, ground level, but you find the easiest routes through, so presumably you lead the party through. Give me a perception check as the leader here.
7.
Oof. A 7.
Oof.
That's real bad. That was a real bad roll.
You guys start maneuvering through the foliage, the forestry. You're under a canopy of like pine trees, probably that kind of looking forestry. The mountains either side of you generally sit looming. The cool air heats up a little more as the day continues on. You probably walk for a couple of hours before it starts to heat up a little bit. You're also generally heading downwards and away from that kind of chilling mountain air. You don't encounter anything horrific, like nothing's jumping out at you. You don't stumble upon a group of bandits. A bear doesn't just attack and eat Iridir in one fell swoop, as much as we would all love for it to happen.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
I am delicious.
As you
Title of your... Okay, sorry. Sorry.
as you approach the sort of halfway mark, and you clear a portion of the forest, you can start to make out in the distance that smoke again. It's very clear. It sort of punctuates the blue skies ahead of you, revealing that not only are you on the right path, but you're also getting a little closer to Drit itself. You're not so close that you can see any of the village or whatever was left of it, but you can see this kind of smoke signal up in the sky above you. Everyone roll me perception checks? Yeah, sure, perception checks.
Again for me?
Yeah, these are separate. This is now a couple of hours after these last travel checks. You're probably approaching sort of midday. The sun's high up in the sky, and that's when you see these this smoke ahead of you. It's very clear to all of you, even though Rin rolled another 7, 19 with the 15, Drift with the 20, Iridir with the 13. Drift.
Yeah.
Everyone is looking at the smoke ahead. It's obvious. You finally made it out of this clearing. You're up on a plateau somewhat. Behind you, there is a shuffle, an odd kind of shuffle of a bush.
What was that?
What was what?
There's
What was
something.
what?
Be on guard. Be on guard. There was something in that bush. It might have been an animal. Where's the bush from me, Brad?
Directly behind you, 15 feet, 20 feet away.
If you kill it, Drift, I will tell you another story. And I'm giving him bardic inspiration.
I'm gonna take out just a dagger. I have 2 of them on me, and I'm just gonna chuck the dagger into the bush.
Oh, for crying out loud. It could be a rabbit.
Okay.
Blade's not out, like literally not trying to, like just throwing it.
Father of mine.
Give me an attack roll with the dagger.
Take me back to the day.
Can I even do, oh yeah, okay. Oh, not that dagger. Wait, I just want something little, like not.
So sad anyway.
Alright, fine.
Father of mine.
An 18. Inside the bush,
Oh no.
this dagger launches perfectly. Give me a damage roll.
Hey! I scream, hey! And I throw it.
Yeah, there's like a cat screech.
Oh!
A spot of blood hits the ground. From underneath the bush, you can see the dagger roll out to one side. The bush parts, and the thing is running away from you guys.
I'm bolting after it.
You going after it? It's a big fucking cat. It's a mountain lion. Big one. Size of a bear. Huge.
I scream dinner.
And you run after it?
Drift. No.
Yeah. Yeah,
Drift.
I start to.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll
starts
hear
running.
what they want to say as they. I got dinner, guys! And I like.
Oh, Drift, no.
I start running.
Oh. Oh.
What are the rest of you doing? He's running after this giant cat.
I'm like looking around at each other. What?
Sorry.
I'll wander off after him.
All right. Sure.
I will
God,
call
I'm
out
trying
to
to
him.
think. I'm trying to think what I would do. Yeah, I say, Drift, where are you going?
I have tea.
I know I grazed this thing, and I just want to like.
There's a blood trail.
Yeah, they started talking about like how this would be dinner earlier, so I'm just trying to be head honcho for a moment. So I'm still going after it.
Okay.
I
All right.
take off sprinting to catch up with Drift, and I'm following the blood trail if that's okay behind.
All right. Let me.
Why is everyone?
Let you make a map that
Let
you
me
were not
make a
prepared.
map. I'm prepared. I just need to bring your characters onto it. Okay, so I'll put you guys on the map. Is it on the map? No. There it is. There it is.
This is my favorite part of D&D. My
Good.
absolute favorite part right
Wildly
here.
running after a fucking
Maps.
thing.
Well, just we can do whatever we want, and you
can
will
do whatever you
apply. However, like
Yeah.
I love that. I love
All
that.
right. So
Yeah.
Rin, Iridir.
If I saw
19.
19 running off, I probably would have rolled my eyes and said, I was just joking, and start to run after her.
All right. This is the bush. So we'll probably say like 19, Rin, Iridir. Who went after Drift first? 19.
19.
And
I'm pretty
then
fast though.
and then Rin, and then Iridir. I'll put you guys there. And then I guess I need a saber-toothed tiger. Like Power Rangers. Do you remember Power Rangers? Remember
Love Power
Ivan
Rangers.
Ooze?
What's
Power
that,
Rangers
Brad?
movie?
Yeah, tell us about Power Rangers.
All right, let me. All right, now everyone, roll me some initiatives, please, because now we're in initiative order because you guys are being violent. Violent
Following
types.
us.
9 for
We've
me.
escaped almost everything.
It's true.
By the way, we're gonna
But now,
risk all of this for a mountain lion.
now you're hunting a mountain cat.
Yeah, the music got me pumped.
Out of character, we really need the XP. In character, it's more of a, I was just joking.
Yeah. Okay, then. Let's
Told you,
see.
I listen to all his stories. I'm into him, everything. Like, let's go.
All right. Let's see. Is everyone rolled their things? Who's missing here?
There's two
Oh,
people
I didn't
that
click
aren't
my
on
icon.
this.
I
That's cool.
clicked on my icon.
You
I
should
clicked
still be able to click on the number there and change it to whatever you need it to be. This guy rolled
Yeah, just
6.
change it to the original.
19 was a 7.
Oh.
There you go.
Wouldn't
So,
work.
Yeah,
Rin
it doesn't really
is
matter.
indeed the quickest. Rin, what do you
Yeah.
want to do in this situation?
Where's the cat? Oh, I see it. Okay.
Yeah, I think you guys can. We'll just say you can see it. It's pretty far away. It's on it. It's on the run. It's on the move. It is bleeding though. It does have a wound in its
Okay.
flank.
I'm gonna go. Oh dear. Okay, I'm gonna head this way, I think. Can I just move my token?
Yeah, you just move wherever you want to go. You got all of your movements.
If you hold Q when you move your token, you can see crazy numbers all over the screen.
That's awesome.
Oh,
I never,
perfect. Okay.
oh, I never knew
I
that.
hold you.
I've been
That's
measuring
so
it
cool.
first.
Q.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
That's amazing. Okay.
Brad, thanks for.
So
I don't ever do it. I don't know anything about Roll20. Remember, Whack is the Roll20 expert. I just know the
that's
basic
so
D&D
cool.
rules and barely.
For anyone who can't see it on the screen, it pretty much, when you hold Q, it tells you exactly where you moved. So 5 feet, 10
and
feet,
how many feet? Yeah.
15, 20.
So, Rin just runs north, basically, on this map,
Yeah, I'm gonna try to flank it.
flanking around the cat. The cat looks like it's just bailing out away from you guys. Okay, so that was just your movement. You can still move more. You can use an action to
Yes.
dash.
Yes, I will do that.
All right.
Okay.
You
So
do
is
another
that
40 feet.
40 feet?
Full
Okay.
movement
Yeah.
again.
Oh yeah. There you go. Oh my god. Oh wait. Oh, but it doesn't let you. Oh my god. Stop it. Oh, how do I?
God damn.
Okay.
What?
Stop holding Q.
This is why I don't do it, by the way. Because I do that
Yeah,
as well.
'cause it-
I think
yeah, I
the
went
line
too
makes
far,
me
and then I
because
tried to back
otherwise-
up, and it.
No, so it always tracks it. So just
yeah,
like
it keeps count.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you
Yeah,
have
You
to.
can
You're
also
right,
just
you're right.
you can also just use the keyboard arrows to move 5 feet at a time.
Rainbow arrows.
Okay.
This is where you were, by the way. If you wanted to move 40 feet, you can go there.
Thank you kindly.
Sure.
So you
And
run all the way
fuck
up
you,
there.
Hero.
And I think this is where you can do bonus action Step of the Wind stuff to move another 40 feet if you want as a monk. I still don't remember what monks can do.
I have to use a key point for that, so no thanks.
Okay, so you just basically start running around to the right-hand side of where this mountain cat started running. Bringing us to Drift's turn. Drift.
So, eyes on the prize, just in it to win it, trying to get this mountain lion. I'm gonna move my 30 using Q. So here's what I don't like. Isn't a diagonal move just 5, or is it actually 10? Always.
No, it is 5.
Okay, so you can't really move. All right, so
That's
I'm
kind
just
of why I didn't like the Q thing, because like it does
Yeah.
like it
So I'll just
zigzags.
go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 to right there.
Yep.
And as I'm running, you just see me just like hold out my hand and just cast Eldritch Blast right on this mountain.
You're gonna taint the meat, boy.
No, it's force
So-
damage. So I'm also gonna have. What's
Just
up?
an FYI, sorry,
Mhm.
just another roll 20 thing. If you pick up your token and then right click where you want to go, it'll show you the number while you're moving.
Say it again.
If you pick up your token with left click and then right click where you want to go, it'll show you the distance.
Oh, that's wild. It like rubber bands you back to the guy too.
That's
Yep.
cool.
Oh no! How do I let
Roll
it go?
20 tricks. So yeah,
How do
I'm
I
just
let
gonna
it go?
cast Eldritch Blast on this mountain cat.
Okay, then.
And I'm also gonna try and pull it back 10 feet. So I'll use the grasp of Hadar.
Hot damn. All right.
Why not? Let's have some fun. Here it is. I'll just blast. Come on, please, please.
That's a hit. On a 13.
6 damage, and we pull it back.
Damage. So the thing is running away from you, and then suddenly it is caught in this like arcane vines, and it takes the damage. You hear it let out another one of those like wild noises, and it is just dragged backwards. This thing is huge. You drag it 10 feet, did you say?
Yeah, 10.
What is this? Shit on my map. The thing is just dragged towards you. You see it kind of like scratch at the ground kind of thing as it's pulled towards you, and then suddenly it stops. It turns.
Do I get opportunity of attack because it came into my range?
Nope.
Okay.
You get that if it leaves your threat range.
Okay, it forcefully leaves. Yeah.
It starts to growl now and turn towards you. Is that the end of your turn?
Yeah.
All right, Iridir.
All right. I'm sort of like chasing after, and I said, "Drift, it was a joke." Oh my.
Still don't do it.
Let's see. 10. I'm gonna sort of. Well, this is like a little cliff thing here. I don't want to jump down that. I'm gonna move here and then go to there. And let me see here. How far is it? 60 feet. Hey, all right. I'm going to go ahead and point at this mountain cat and say, "Oh, look! It appears you have a massive wound in your side. That horrible creature that did that to you is right behind you." And I cast Vicious Mockery.
Okay.
On the poor mountain lion.
DC 14 Wisdom save. It doesn't seem to have any effect on this cat. It seems to be growling still and turning towards Drift. It kind of shakes its head a little bit and doesn't really seem to react as if you've hit it.
Okay, and then bonus action. I'm not gonna do shit.
Okay. Brings us to 19. You are muted, my boy.
Oh, it's because I was laughing so hard. I didn't want to annoy everybody. I was laughing real hard. Drift's fucking line.
Which one?
I drew that.
Oh, you drew that?
That's it.
All right, what do we got here? 30 movement. I'm going to move myself right around about there. Just about, come on. Click. Dang it! Let me click him. It was right there, right? About 30, right? Okay, good. Anyways, did I get it or was I one back?
Yeah, you're good.
You're correct.
I am going to. I just follow suit because of what's going on. That's all. I just follow suit, and I get about 30 feet. And let me look at something real quick. I get about 30 feet, and I drift.
Yeah.
You have it. Do you have it? Because in 19's mind, 19's thinking that Drift's trying to prove himself, so he doesn't know if he wants to help him try to take down the Sabretooth or not.
Oh, you sweetheart.
So he gets to right about there, he stops, and he kind of just like puts his greatsword back on his back and looks at Drift and goes, "Do you have it?"
Yeah, he's right here. That's all I would say in the moment.
But like, do you have it?
It's right here.
He just points at it, and I just go, "Okay," and he crosses his arms. And he just watches from the back end. I mean, I can't do anything anyways. All my stuff is like I have to be right in front of it to do anything anyways. So.
The mountain cat is like spinning around on Drift here.
And that's when you see the doll inside its mouth.
What is your AC?
It's also a predator.
18.
18. You see a massive claw as this thing suddenly turns on you, just wildly lashes out, and we all just see this massive claw just club Drift.
Wait, is that through Vicious Mockery too? Isn't he a little scared?
He didn't. He passed his with save.
Passed it. Okay, cool.
And you're going to take this much of slashing damage as this thing just clubs you. 12.
Oh,
this huge claw just strikes you for 12.
12 damage?
12 slashing damage and just.
12.
I don't think he has it.
And it starts to like move over towards Drift. You still up?
Oh yeah, come on.
Yeah. It's like haunches go up, its tail goes up, and it bears these just giant teeth. Its head is enormous. It lets out a terrifying roar right in front of you. It looks like it wants to try and eat you next. Rin, your turn.
Jesus, 2d6 plus 5.
Okay, I am going to come here, if that's okay.
Dude.
I can move like technically 40 feet. I would just like to run and leap because this is like raised. I want to run and leap off of this like little cliff here onto it and surprise attack it. And I'm going to stab it.
All right.
With a dagger of heroes that I never gave back.
Badass.
Yeah. Problem is that's two different separate actions. Unfortunately for you, what you're trying to do is climb a creature.
Oh.
So this will give you some advantages and stuff.
Okay.
But if a creature is large or whatever, you can make a strength or a dex, acrobatics, or an athletics check to basically jump on it. Once you're on top of it and clinging to it, you will have advantage to attacks against it when the time comes.
What would you like me to roll? Can I do dex?
Either an athletics or an acrobatics. This guy rolls the same thing.
Ooh, okay. I guess I will do this one.
17 athletics.
Yeah.
Pretty sure that makes it. Yeah, you do it. You run. Boom! You jump off the top of this thing. The really large mountain cat is kind of moving towards Drift when suddenly there's a Rin that just lands on its back. You grab some of its fur. You feel this enormous cat underneath you. The muscles ripple. It kind of instantly reacts to you as well. Just shuffles backwards. And you hold on. You hold on. You're now on top of this thing. Let me see if I can.
I do have a bonus action that I would like to use if I can't.
Look at you, Ms. Professional D&D. Of course. Yeah. You can do your bonus action.
Yeah, I want to punch it twice.
Okay. What is that? The flurry of blows thing?
Yes. Well, actually, I think the monk just gets a regular one, but I will use a key point to do the 2.
I have no idea what monks can do,
Whack is
honestly.
shaking his head.
No, you actually have to attack it to get your unarmed attack. So you have to have an action to be able to attack it.
Oh. Okay. So I will just hold on then.
Get a bonus attack?
I guess not.
She doesn't get a bonus attack unless she attacks it.
Okay. You'd think I'd know what these classes can do by now, but I think I did at one point and my brain has removed them, and now I just rely on players to know exactly what they can do. It works in your favor if I don't know, though, sometimes, because you would have just been able to do that. Unfortunately, Whack is here, and Whack is the GM of Doom. So you grab onto this thing, and you're just holding on now. You're holding on for dear life. Drift.
Yeah.
Rin is on this thing.
Love it.
It's
Hopefully
still
you have
above you,
advantage.
huge. What do you want to do?
Oh, is it my
your
turn?
Yeah.
Oh, great. If I moved out of the way, he would slash at me, correct?
Oh.
Yeah, probably.
We're within range. Okay, cool. And I'm gonna take out. I'm gonna try and finish this thing off. I don't know how bloody is he. What am I looking at right now?
He has like a tiny little nick on the back of his flank from the dagger, and you dealt invisible force damage to it, but it looks pretty chill. It looks fine.
It looks fine.
It looks fine, yeah. If anything, it just looks pissed off.
Oh, fuck.
At first it was running away, now it's trying to eat you.
Oh, no. What have I done?
This is known as the Fraidy-Cat, by the way, which relies on you seeing it or scaring it off, and it will go away. You saw it the first time and it ran away until the next check. So all you need to do is just see it, acknowledge it or whatever, and it runs off. That's what it does. But you've engaged it, so now it's not the Fraidy-Cat, it's a saber-toothed tiger.
Oh, no! I didn't know. I thought it was just like...
Yeah, I know you didn't know. That's cool. That's just how it goes. I'm just letting you know, you know?
No, I know.
In my notes, it's literally called Fraidy-Cat. That's what it says.
I'm not scared at all,
yeah.
so... I will pull out... Yeah.
I love this campaign. I don't know how this keeps happening. I'm so confused.
I'm gonna pull out my shadow sword. I pull it out and I instantly.
It's all John's
it's all my fault if anything happens to any of us. I instantly whack it around to the no pun intended whack. I whack it around to the bottom of like the saber-tooth's like legs. I'm trying to like immobilize it.
You have bardic inspiration.
I have bardic inspiration and.
Can he have advantage for me holding on to this and distracting this saber-tooth tiger? Please.
No. It's not actually... It's not distracted, really, by you.
Wow.
Here's the thing. First of all...
Humble brag.
First of all, help is an action. And by just letting you do help, you know, for fun, it kind of takes away the option to do help later on.
Right.
Help. Second of all,
no, I need somebody.
Second of all, like you're on it. It's a big cat, and you're like holding onto its back, but it still looks like it wants to eat drift because it doesn't like drift at all. It really hates drift. More than you right now.
Okay.
More than you.
So more than you right now, at least. Drift dragged it. It threw a knife at him, dragged him along. So,
Shadow sword, swinging.
So yeah, you just get a standard attack, unfortunately.
Great. Well, okay, cool.
Sometimes you might get it though, PB. Don't.
Do I get advantage on this from bardic? What does bardic inspiration do again?
Bardic inspiration. I'll spam it for you.
Thank you.
It basically gives you a d6 on the attack roll.
Okay, great.
Yeah. So give me the attack roll, and you can.
Boom, baby.
If you want to add it, you can, but you probably don't. That is a hit. Give me the damage, please.
So with this, I'm going to instantly, because now I actually realize what I'm dealing with as I'm seeing that he's not really that messed up.
It's enormous.
I know. I just didn't know.
It's like fighting
I'm an
a bear.
idiot. I'm a young kid. Okay, I'm young. I'm gonna put Hexblade's curse on it as well.
I was scared of mountain cats when I was a kid as well, but it was fine.
I didn't know. I threw it. It was in a bush. All I saw was a bush. I thought it was a little.
Yeah. Sure.
The target is cursed for 1 minute. This curse ends if the target dies, or you die. Why does it put that in there? Or you're incapacitated. Till the curse ends, you gain the following benefits: bonus to damage rolls. Any attack roll you make against the cursed target is a critical hit on a roll of 19 or 20. If the cursed target dies, you regain hit points equal to warlock level plus your charisma modifier.
Nice.
Whatever.
Yeah, so you add the, use a bonus action to add the Hexblade's curse. You strike it, you hit it, give me the damage.
Right.
And the bonus damage, which is your...
Which is what? Yeah, I don't know what the bonus damage is.
Bonus damage equals your proficiency bonus, which is 2 at the moment. So your proficiency bonus is on the main page, and it will change to... So you do 11.
Cool.
So yeah, you bring out the...
or its legs. This is on its legs.
Yeah, and like it's just hit you with a big thing, then suddenly there's a thing on its back and it's kind of thrashing. It looks like it's going for you again when suddenly you bring this blade across like the thick part of the top part of its leg, thigh, whatever that is, on an arm, bicep. What is that on a cat? Cuts pretty deep. The thing lets out another like the cat roar. Sounds more like Mufasa than I sound like Simba when he's in the thing and he can't do the roar. And yeah, you like the thing definitely like reacts to it. There's a slash of color and blood runs down its leg. It still looks angry. Hey dog, look at my dog. My dog knew. He knew, man. Can you see him? He knew there was a look at him, little demon. He's like, what is it, a cat? I fucking hate cats. Let's go, bitch. I'm on your side, man. It is not dead. It is hurt though, for sure. Is that the end of your turn?
That's all I got, man.
All right, Iridir.
I look at the thing and I say, another jab and a Rune on your back. It looks like you're defeated, and you should just go splat. And I cast another vicious mockery.
All right. Oh my god. Doesn't even need to add the whiz bonus. It doesn't seem to give a shit.
Oh my god!
It's got a wound on its arm. It's got a Rune on its back.
Oh shit!
It doesn't go splat. It doesn't seem to be affected by your vicious mockery. Anything else on your turn, Mr. Iridir?
I'm going to also say, Rune, if you're able to defeat it, I promise I will tell stories of your heroic deeds. And I would like to give her bardic inspiration.
Okay. It is done then. You have a bardic inspiration. You have 10 minutes to use it, Rune. 19, it is your turn.
He's just kind of sitting there with his arms crossed. Drift!
Yeah!
You still have it!
What do you mean it's about to eat me?
It's definitely about to eat him.
Right. You see 19, he does two things. First thing he does, he starts running towards the cat, and as he's running, he pulls his greatsword off his back, and he's about to just try to come down on this cat. But as he's running by Drift, he doesn't even do anything. Like, he casts a spell, but he doesn't really, like, it doesn't even look like he does it. He runs by, and the little gem in his leg, as he runs by Drift, it just, like, shoots out like a laser. It's like, psh, and it cast a good old healing word on Drift. So the bonus action, and when it runs by it, it's literally like a moment of like, it runs by Drift and like the laser hits him and it like little green like goes up and around him, and then I try to come down with my greatsword on this cat's big old dumb head.
What does healing word do for me?
Healing word is you're gonna. Oh, did we decide that I'm rolling it for him? Do I need
for
to
healing
roll?
word? Yeah.
Okay, that's right.
I think we actually just decided that all healing comes from the person giving the healing.
Roll it from the attacks and spellcast.
Nice.
Yep. So yeah, you get 4 HP back as some of this healing magic closes some of this horrific wound, probably along your torso.
Don't stab me.
And the greatsword attack comes down with an attack roll of 12. It is a hit.
Let's go. Let's go.
And I want to say I just like come down, like I'm trying to come down like as much as I can on its head, depending on where you obviously allow, because I'm probably not killing it. So
yeah, you come running in, you cast your healing word as you run, and you bring this enormous greatsword off its back. This thing's thrashing around. It looks like it's partially trying to throw Rune off, partially looks like it wants to come in and eat Drift. It's not too aware of you until the last moment when it draws its head back. You bring the greatsword down. You see it slice through one eye, straight down one cheek, and then along one shoulder. The thing lets out another terrible roar. And I guess you're like here. The form of
I would assume you're like right
19 is suddenly in front of it. It panics and kind of looks around every which way. Kind of looks like it's gonna run away from you guys. Wild and large. Anything else on your turn? No, I guess that's it. Right?
The only thing I do is I look over at Drift and just kind of go, I kind of shake my head a little bit. And then I go back to looking at the cat.
Is Brad thinking what he's gonna do on his turn?
Appointment, son.
I'm thinking whether a fucking cat can disengage. I don't see why it can't, honestly.
It's gonna get hit by a lot of things.
I'm
If
literally
you've ever-
on its back.
That doesn't
I
mean
mean,
it
if you've
can't
ever
move,
tried to
though.
pick up a cat, then I feel like you know that cats can disengage.
Yeah, it doesn't. You don't affect its ability to move. Honestly, so this thing just fucking bails. You guys are swinging at it with your two swords. 19 drift. It does that thing where it lowers itself. It becomes like liquid, like a cat can do, and then it just bounces. You don't get attacks of opportunity because it's using its action to disengage. That's what it's doing. It's retreating, and it's bailing out. On its back though is Rin. Rin just fucking.
Bye.
Let's go.
You hold on, and this thing just turns. These two swing at it, and it kind of just it's just out. The thing just sticks low to the ground. It slinks and it speeds away. You feel the muscles in its shoulders as you're holding on to this thing. It probably has like a mane kind of thing, and you're on this thing. Your legs kind of like flailing out cartoonishly behind it as it just goes, and it moves, starts motoring across this area. Rin, it is your turn. You're on this thing's back.
Oh, I can either let it go or I can stab it. So I think I'll stab it.
Rin.
Of course. You're in.
Okay, so you're gonna stab it.
Yes,
You have a thing to stab it with.
I do. I have Eero's dagger that I never gave back to him.
Ah.
But I don't have that on my. I don't have that in roll 20. So what is the?
Oh yeah, you should just be able to type dagger into the
Oh right,
thing and
right.
drag it into your. Make sure you drag it into your inventory and not the attack thing, and it will appear in the attack thing for you. I'll just
Okay.
check as well. Just drag it into that box
That
which
works.
says equipment.
Yep. I'm trying. Good lord.
Brad, I can't use a reaction on a disengage, correct?
Yeah, no, that's exactly what it does. It removes it from that thing. It
There it
removes
goes.
the ability
Oh,
to do
no,
that.
that was you.
I did it,
wasn't,
yeah.
It wasn't me.
I think
God
were you
damn
trying to drag the proficiency of a dagger in?
it. No, I was trying to grab the item, but sorry.
Okay.
Okay. Sorry.
Yeah, you can roll with that dagger there now. So in the attacks and spellcasting box, click on dagger this time, underneath where it says martial arts. Yeah, 18 is definitely a hit. You stab it. If you click on dagger in the box now, on the right hand side, even in the column, yeah.
And you get an unarmed attack.
I do.
2 damage from the dagger. You just the thing just carries on. You can do your unarmed attack. It's still going. It has
Yes,
a dagger
please.
in its back.
Yes, please. I will do that. I'm gonna spend a key point and hit it twice.
Okay.
And you have a bardic inspiration if you need it.
How do I use that again?
You do your normal roll before Brad tells you the result. You roll a d6.
You don't have to
Right.
use it either. If you
Oh,
don't
okay.
want
Okay.
to. Roll the attack roll first. A 6. If you think it's a miss, and you want to use your bardic inspiration
Yeah.
now, you can roll a d6 to try and add it to that attack roll, basically.
Okay.
Let's hope it's a 6. Otherwise, I think this is a miss.
Oh, for fuck's sake!
That's a 1.
Are you serious?
You you stab into this thing. It lets out a cry. You're holding on. You bring your fist back to try and hit this thing, and it maybe it takes a small leap over something, and just your fist kind of barely hits it. You hit it, but it's just not hard enough as this thing's kind of underneath you, running away.
Okay. I still have
Use
one
your
left,
flurry.
right?
Yeah, if you use your
Yeah.
flurry.
And if you want, yeah, you can attempt to do that again.
Do it. Kill him.
This is your only chance. You shall do this. You shall not do this.
Critical fail.
Oh, critical failure.
Amazing.
You're the best dice roller ever.
You bring the other fist up, kind of holding on with your legs to come down with this strike, and this thing just buckaroo. You see, we see Rin just launched off the back of this thing.
Right now, the Superman.
The back legs of the creature just launch her off, Roll me a d6. Take 4 bludgeoning damage as you land on your ass. Roll over a few times. You are prone on the ground, and the mountain cat, you fell off. It didn't really buck you off. Honestly, you fell off. Drift.
Yep.
Yeah. So as I see her just flying off, I'm like, no! And I'm just like, you're done! And I throw one more Eldritch Blast at this goddamn. Oh, I guess I move up a little. Oh no, I can hit the Eldritch Blast. Yeah, and then I can move after.
Crazy range on that, I think.
Yeah. So please, just let me finish this right here.
That's a hit.
15. Boom. 1.
Wow. 1 force damage.
Can I use my, or did I already use that? No, that's not on damage, right? That's only on attack.
The Bardic Inspiration, yeah, no, you can't use it.
Oh, wait, but doesn't he have, I get +2 on that, don't I? Because he still has that.
Yes, it's a 3.
3 damage?
Yeah, you give this thing a slap on the butt. You know, you see the thing buck Rune off, then you just see like an area of the fur on its back legs kind of push to one side as you hit it. It kind of just moves its butt one way as it's still going.
And I got the grasp, so 10 more feet back.
Pulling it back?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
It's 10 feet.
I'm asking if you're sure you want to do that.
I mean...
Well, we've come this far.
All right,
that's what I mean.
Okay, yeah.
Yes!
Okay. Yeah, Drift, you launch the Eldritch Blast. It hits this thing, it turns it one way, and then you see it again. Its claws come out, and it does the Mufasa on the rocks thing as you drag it backwards. It's thrashing wildly. Rin, you're kind of like next to it on the ground, rolling over as you see this thing suddenly like dragged back past you. It locks eyes with you. And then, Drift, that's the end of your turn, I presume. Big kitty.
I'm actually gonna just move up a little bit more.
Okay, yep.
There we go.
Yeah, I'm going to run up a bit and let's see, that's 35. There we go.
Are you sure about that?
Yeah, I'm going to point at it. It's not dead yet, really. I'm going to say, bleeding and wounded, you run from our strong attacks that are obviously not made in terror. Please die, as I cast Vicious Mockery.
Hero, what is wrong with you?
All right, let's see.
Please fail
Vicious
it.
Mockery, that's almost definitely a pass. You, as in for you, you hit it. It deals 2 psychic damage to the cat. You see the thing just kind of, its eyes close. Rin, you see the front of it. It's like its lips curl back, revealing a set of very large teeth.
My, what lovely teeth you have.
Carnivorous, lovely teeth, and yeah, that means that the next attack roll on it has advantage, or it has disadvantage on its next
It has
attack roll.
disadvantage,
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think that's it for me.
Righty. That brings us to 19.
You see 19 kind of pick back up the great sword off the ground, kind of from in the dirt as he came down. He kind of picks it back up. I suppose I have to finish something someone couldn't. And he kind of says it loud enough for Drift to hear. And he just takes off at the cat with the great sword. And I want to attempt to, if I do enough damage and this hits, to cut its head off with the great sword. One sweep, straight down on top of it.
Yeah,
Got a
like the
targeted
mountain
attack?
with the horse in Game of Thrones, right? Yeah, give me the attack roll.
Attack roll. I made everything small on here, so it's all weird now. Great sword. 10.
Ooh.
Yeah, you don't do it. You appear like next to this thing and you bring the greatsword down, but it's already up. It's trying to move away already, and you just boom, you hit dirt, and the thing just kind of barely avoids a beheading. You end your turn there.
Let me see one thing real quick. I just want to check something because I actually don't know if this is something or not. Sorry. Okay, never mind. Yep, my turn's done.
Yeah?
Yep. I can't do anything.
All right. Now, the mountain cat is going to try and bite Rin's head off, but it does leave your threat range, 19. You can backswing.
I would like to. I would like to kind of like, when it came down, I'd kind of like to see him starting to go towards Rin and just come right back across and literally try to do the exact same thing.
Yep. You mean attack roll?
Save me, 19.
Attack of opportunity here.
It's just a regular great sword roll or attack, right?
Yeah, you just get a free attack basically using your reaction.
22.
That is a hit. Give me the damage.
11.
Oh my god, that's got to be it.
11 damage, everyone. The great sword flashes. Suddenly, it moves through the morning air, cutting through the air and cutting through the flank of the mountain cat. You see a huge wound open up along the side and the back of the mountain cat. It lets out a terrible roar as it continues onwards, bringing its head back.
My god,
And attempting to bite Rin on the ground.
At disadvantage.
It has disadvantage, but also she's prone on the ground in front of it, so it has
It's regular.
advantage, so it cancels out. Rin, this thing is hit by this great sword. This wound opens up and it sends it careening over towards you. It's kind of already thinking about biting you, so it knows that's what it wants to do, even though it takes this devastating hit. It launches its head towards you, but it's a lot slower and it's off course. You roll to one side as this thing scoops up a bunch of grass next to you. The jaws are this close to your face as they come down. It's still alive, but it misses you on its attack. It is your turn.
I'm gonna punch it.
Sure. Just give me an attack roll. A 13 is a hit. Give me the damage. How do you want to kill it?
Oh my
Damn it,
god.
almost got to me.
Okay, so she's, as it like comes down with its teeth and it's scooping the ground, she is actually just gonna grab one of its long teeth and she's gonna take her fist and shove her fist right through its mouth and into its head.
Yeah, and you see this thing just bang, you uppercut into its mouth. The mountain cat has taken so many different wounds over it that this little, like, it was probably dying anyway, and
Don't take this away from me,
This
Brad.
is just all it needed to really push it over the edge. You just bang, you knock this thing. You see this enormous, gigantic mountain cat head struck by this relatively small fist, and the whole thing just...
Whoa!
The mountain cat falls dead
Did you see that?
beside you. You guys have defeated this giant mountain cat.
Stand up, brush myself off, and I will grab Eero's dagger and pull it out of the dead cat.
Sure. There's a bunch of wounds on it. It's kind of just sitting there bleeding. Its tongue lolls out of its gigantic mouth, and yeah, that's where we're going to end today's session.
God.
At the top of the mountain, there are 4 tiny little mountain cats who mewl longingly for their mother.
Sucks when moms die.
Man, fuck you, Brad.
Hey,
Yeah, why'd you gotta get sad in the end?
Boo Boo meowed the second you said that, by the way.
listen, the Fraidy-Cat wasn't trying to kill you. Okay, guys.
I didn't know that.
It was the Fraidy-Cat, guys. He was your friend. Thank you for playing today.
Give us a shitload of experience.
It gave you a shitload of experience. There really wasn't 4 little shitty cats. Don't worry. You guys are too easy. All right. Thanks for watching, everybody.
Thank you.
Yeah, that was. I want to say real quick, out of character, that could have been really bad. Like,
Yeah.
I didn't know. I mean, if I knew how much HP do they have, Brad? Like 35, 40?
Yeah, 52, I think.
52?
Yeah.
With our party, like we haven't, like that's the hardest thing we've defeated so far.
It only has an AC of 12, and it only has
Still,
one
though,
move. Like a lot of the time, they have a multi attack, but it's 2 hits that it can do, and it can swipe you with its claws.
I mean,
and bite
it
you.
did 12 damage to drift.
Oh my god!
It's the first thing you've like straight up killed as well, right? You guys haven't killed anything yet. You've just been,
Well, other than that guy. That,
apart from
The
the
kobold.
the out of combat kobold savage
Yeah.
death.
Oh, that was great, dude.
yeah, that
Yeah.
was pretty awesome.
You you guys wrecked that thing, stupid cat. By the way, it was trying to kill you, just for the record. I was only kidding while I was changing maps. And it was 100% trying to find what it was. The whole thing is that it's trying to find one of you
Pounce on.
away.
That was the only reason that Eero helped in killing it.
If you
Oh, that's the only reason I heard it, because I had that high perception roll.
yeah, it was.
So otherwise it would have jumped on us.
It was stealth rolling behind you the whole time. Yeah, pretty much. You scared it off the one time so I didn't have it attack you in the camp and shit.
That's so cool.
But it's been following you like the whole way down the mountain. So the idea, like, if any of you had said anything like, "Oh, I go off by myself," you know, like when you were all in the river and 19 was making a fire by himself, that was like the perfect time. But you'd already seen it and scared it off. So I was like, nah. But like, if you did, like, the whole thing just hinged on one of you being like, "Yeah, I go over here and pick up some berries," and the 3 of you walk off. I was like, Fraidy-Cat. That was kind of the point of that stupid thing, and it would have tried to kill you. So congratulations, you killed it. It was also a boy. So
Wow.
thanks for playing,
So
everybody. I'll give you guys XP. I think there's going to be a nice big XP bomb this week at some point. But first of all, let's do a round of shout outs, starting with LT Grey himself, the Tiger writer.
You killed my family.
You killed his family.
Now I'm going to have to kill you. Sorry. I'm a full-time entertainer on Twitch, and if you like the role play I do, or you just in general have a hankering to go, "Oh, look at this beautiful chubby bearded man," well, I'm going to be streaming some more literally right after this show on my channel. If you want to come over, we're actually going to be playing Dead by Daylight tonight because it's what got voted for, because I didn't know what to play, so I did a vote. So if you guys want to come out and just get weird and hang out and just come, you're bored and you don't want to just go do something else, come hang out with me for a little bit. I have a Twitter and an Instagram. It's just Tiger Rider TV and Tiger Rider. I stream 5 nights a week, Saturday through Wednesdays, about 5 p.m. PST right around now. So I'll be getting going here pretty quick. Thanks everybody for coming out and watching the show. And also thanks everybody for playing. That was fun. That was, I think, one of the better episodes so far because we're not in that dungeon anymore.
Yeah,
We are
like,
away from the fire.
You're away from the fire. You're
Like, I'm going to be honest, even if we would have had to fight that, what was it called? The
Longstick.
Longstick, I wasn't actually as scared of fighting that because I would have given myself Shield of Faith, had a 21 AC, tried to tank the shit out of that and hoped it just didn't roll over a 21. But at the same time, really happy we didn't have to fight that because something tells me we would have died.
I don't know. Maybe. It was called a Longstick, but a lot of people were asking me what it was during the week, by the way. So I'll just answer that question after John Sandman tells us where we can find him.
Hey, what's up, guys? I'm gonna save you some trouble so you can hear what Brad has to say about the long stick. I'm John Sandman. Got a Twitch, got a Twitter, all that good stuff. Love you guys. Go ahead, Brad.
The long stick is the cave fisher. It's a creature known as a cave fisher. I don't think it's in the monster manual. I might be wrong. I can't remember what book it's in. It's in one of the books. But that's what it is. It has a thing called an adhesive filament, and it can extend it, and it's all sticky, and it can grab shit from 60 feet away.
How strong is that thing?
It's a CR3, which is pretty fucking tough. AC 16, HP 58, blind sight.
Wow, that would have been
It's a nasty bastard. The
Tiger
flammable,
was blind.
blood thing is that if the cave fisher drops to half its hit points or fewer, it gains vulnerability to fire damage. So just launching fire at it doesn't work. You have to hurt it enough to draw blood from it, I assume, is what they're thinking.
My God.
So it's rough. It would have been a rough fight. So it's really good that you got out of it. It's an interesting creature though. Who's next? PB. Where can people find you and stuff?
You can find me at twitch.tv/pumpkinberry. I play usually narrative games, but this month and next month I'm going to be playing spooky games. So you can come by. You can also check out the podcast that I run at deepdivecast.com. Thank you for having me.
I would love to check out the podcast. What is it called?
Deepdivecast. What? Deep dive? It's called the Deep Dive. What?
And where can people find it? I don't know. I just like to repeat things for people.
Deepdivecast.com?
Their minds are very small and difficult. It's hard for them to process information. It's best to say it twice for chat. Okay?
Okay.
Lastly, Waku-chan.
What's up, everybody? Thank you so much for watching. I'm Wax Steven. Normally, I'm the DM of Doom. But for this game, I get to be a player, which is great. It's 0 work, and plus it has the added benefit of making Brad do work, which I love doing. I think that's the best. Brad always needs more work.
Yep.
And I run a mess of shit here. I run right now. I'm running 2 shows, but we got a 3rd one on the way. Spark of Eternity starts September 30th on this channel. And we've got Classy Katie, McQuanis, OMG Vandy, Peachy Pixelate, and Zagonicus in that. It's going to be really cool. We're going to do some interesting new mechanical things. And I hope you guys will check that out. I might stream some stuff where I do some DM prep and show you guys some mechanical stuff on that. Maybe get some help from chat. We'll see what's going on with that. Keep an eye out. But yeah, otherwise, Identity Crisis on Friday nights. PB's on that.
I am.
And Saturdays, we've got Warped. Warped is almost done. We've only got a couple episodes left of Warped, so make sure you tune in for the finale that's coming up soon.
Nice. All right. Check out all those wonderful people. Check out all those wonderful things. What was it called again, PB?
Deep Dive. It's called the Deep Dive. You can find us on Twitter at DeepDiveCast. Thank you.
I don't know what happens to me like within the last 15 minutes of this show. My brain is gone. It just turns to just sponge, and I can barely form a sentence anyway, and this is it. My brain lets go. It's like, okay, that's the end, and it just goes, and we're done. And I'm like, no,
that's why we just say bye bye.
We're still live.
Bye.
Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time. Whack out.
Rin out.
I can't do that because I have to click.
Rin,
All right, get Rin.
Get
Rin.
Rin, dog.